What? What y'all want now? What do you want? What do y'all want now? How much more you want me to tell you? You want me to tell you some more? What y'all want now? Are they listening? Are they listening yet out there? I ain't been out there. Can they hear it yet? I haven't been out there in a while, so y'all let me know. Can they hear me out there yet? Can they hear me out there yet? Okay. So, like I was saying, in the video I put up about 2 days ago, I was explaining to y'all that the realm is expressing about a war on sovereignty, right? Anybody remember that? Who caught that? There's a war on sovereignty, all right? I don't really blame everybody who, is attempting to figure this thing out for running over there to the Super Bowl, because that's what they expect people to do anyway. And by they, I mean those who are in control of the entertainment business and all of that. That's what everybody, most people going to gravitate toward that. And gematria isn't much of a help to those people because the numbers are limited, because you basically have 9 different possibilities of an input and an output on any of the situations. And if you want to count 0, that's 10. All right. But out of that base 10, it's not but so many different types of formulas you could have even come with. After that, you don't have anything. So most people stop at gematria. Most people say, you know what, it must have something to do with just the Super Bowl. I understand their reasoning. There's a lot more to it. And this is why I'm expressing to you, once you learn how to speak elite, okay, this is the language of the Illuminati. You start realizing that when people say stuff like, oh, yo, Beyonce is in the Illuminati, or Jay-Z is in the Illuminati, there is no in the Illuminati. Can we get that clear? There is no in the Illuminati. You're either Illuminati or you're not. There is no one group that is the Illuminati. You have different factions of government. Okay, you have certain levels of clearance that people are able to reach where they are privy to certain types of information, but even a lot of that still happens within the ant farm. And then you have those who are able to do what the Morpheus and Neos, the rest of these people are able to do in like their movies, which is we can see through all of it. Right? So anybody claiming, oh, I am a part of Illuminati, or this person is a part of Illuminati, da 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 da, it's either for effect or they don't know what they're talking about. You understand what I'm saying? Just let's get that clear. There is no the Illuminati. Most of the time when you're talking about the Illuminati, what you're really trying to say is groups of people like the Church of Satan or the Knights Templar, Jesuits, all right, some levels of Freemasonry. Even that still has things you have to look further into, because not every Mason is the same. All right. And not every one of these people who join these orders have the same intentions. But once they reach that type of light, what you really start calling those people are Illuminatus. All right. And Illuminatus is just saying these who possess light, or those who have light with them. You understand? And light is information. But what is that information supposed to be used for? Let's look at it like this. Just as something as simple as technology, right? Let's just look at the word technology, or the technical knowledge that you will need to take one science further. All right, which still could have the setbacks because you think you're going further, but all the while you may be going backwards. For instance, if I give you a calculator, that calculator helps you do math, right? Except you were given a calculator, you inherited one. It's called your brain, and you're able to do math with it. Okay, for example, when they give you the computer, okay, we have a computer that can speed up calculations. We have calculators to speed up calculations. The ancient Egyptians were able to do that inherently. All right, with their doubling and halving systems and the rest of that, where it helped them do math quicker. All right, so when you start relying on a calculator, what winds up happening is over time, you can't calculate yourself as fast as you would have been able to and as efficiently as you would have been able to if you weren't relying on a calculator, right? So the idea of technology is, let's take this one thing we know how to do and let's move further with it. All right, we know how to do this thing, we know how to add, but let's give this object or this device a job to become a calculator, and then it's able to do it for us. It's the same thing with light. If you have light or information, it's supposed to be able to work for you. So do this math. You have a spiritual community full of people who are still running up under Baphomet, right? Every time they get an opportunity, they're using ambiguous laced words like what do you call it, divinity, or phrases like common enemy, like somebody was just telling me today, oh, he's not helping us fight the common enemy. It's just a phrase of ambiguity. It's too broad. They know it's too broad. Nobody will ever really figure out what it is. So you get a lot of market and business in between, but you're not able to really come to a resolve of what it is you're supposed to use phrases like common enemy for. You have phrases like as above, so below. They never finish it. They say, as above, so below. And everybody just start repeating it. It becomes like these hot phrases. But as above, so below also gives you as within, so without. There are so many different things you have to figure out from that. And those people still wind up in turn speaking against that law and thinking that as above, so below means duality because they have a phrase that's incomplete. Right? Duality and correspondence are two different things, but people don't know that. So they run up on the Baphomet. You have all of the Bobby Hemmitts, the rest of the people who they hate when I name people, but these are the people that y'all look up to. As a community of people who are supposed to be awake, you're not supposed to be following after anybody. All right? At this point in time, you're supposed to be able to figure these things out for yourself, but these people have not been able to wake up as far as they thought they were. Or they just rolled over and went back to sleep. So you have all these people who giving them all of these sciences right now. They're supposed to be useful sciences, correct? So you have to ask yourself, well, then why haven't the conditions of this planet changed yet? When you have all of these people who are awake, then why haven't you changed the conditions yet? Because the many are not the many. You understand what I'm saying to you? Meaning the ones who would have been needed to cause for that awakening of the multitude, they haven't been able to be awakened yet. So there are just a few of us who actually know what's going on and how to affect it. Then you have the masses and the ones who don't think they're a part of the masses. The spiritual community, y'all are a part of the masses. You just haven't figured it out yet. As soon as you break the polarization spell, then you'll be able to get out of that. But I don't think you can right now because they put you in a spell of duality. Baphomet is the master of polarization. You don't know that these people, like the Greek scholars and the Knights Templar, the Jesuits, and the rest of these people, they mastered that science. So the moment that you come out and throwing these symbols around, we know what they mean. You don't know what they mean, which means that you're using the wrong sacred geometry. You're throwing out pentagrams to represent something, and that holds a frequency in your brain. It holds a position, an energetic signature in your brain. And you thinking, okay, when I use this pentagram, it's to protect myself. This pentagram represents knowledge. This pentagram represents, but they have the true sciences knowing that when you're looking at a shape, if there's a perfect circle, just looking at a perfect circle could actually increase the integrity of your human atmosphere. Just looking, let's say that's more simple. Just looking at a perfect circle can decrease anxiety. Research what I'm telling you. Looking at perfect, or let's replace the word perfect mathematically. Looking at symmetrical shapes, all right, can help to increase calmness and tranquility in a person. It'll help you relax and meditate. When you're looking at shapes that are out of order or sometimes asymmetrical or going against the sign that comes from the sun, and go look up symmetry, you get a sign that comes from the sun, right? When you're looking at shapes that go against that order, you actually feel more anxious. And you start realizing why most of these people who wind up following after Baphomet, they become emo, all right, which is a oxymoron within itself. They lose touch with reality, meaning they're suffering from psychosis and delusions, and then they start becoming devil worshippers. Next thing you know, they doing this, 666, and that's all they're left with. You were supposed to wake up. How you wind up following behind another God that you say don't exist? You can't say God doesn't exist and then say Satan exists. It don't make sense. It's part of the same story. So you fall further into a delusion, which is why I told people, you have to really feel for people who say, I worship the devil and I worship Satan. You got to feel for those type of people. Why? Because that means that they would have had to either read a book or be familiar with a book like the Bible where they list these two different characters. One is supposed to be the God of the world and the other is supposed to be the God of the heavens and God of all things, right? The creator, divine force, whatever you want to call it. And they show you in that same book that these people misquote all the time, every Sunday. They show you in that same book that this person called Shaitan, Iblis, or the dragon, Tannin, Halal, the rest of these names, that they lose. And somebody has to look at the story and say, okay, this is the loser. Let me go ahead and worship them. You know what I'm saying? You literally saying, I want to worship my op every time you say you worship Satan. Right? So then they start saying, no, Satan is just us. You're still using the wrong word, because if Satan is y'all, that means you're saying you're the op. And that doesn't make, you're under a spell, family. And I know that somebody shook you and was like, yo, I can wake you up. And what they did is they shook you, woke you up, and they gave you like a cup full of NyQuil. And you took it willingly. And you say, I feel better. And then you went to sleep, and you were in a deeper sleep than when we first found you. So now when you look at events and you seeing what's going on, you're being drug along with the masses, and we needed you to be awake in this day and time so that the masses wouldn't be dealing with as much of the spell as they are now, meaning we would have had help waking them up. But now we don't have the help. Let me take this off because this is dangling around. Right? We don't have the help that we would have had. So then who can we go to say, look, you hit that angle over there, we'll hit this angle over there, we'll hit this angle over here, you hit this angle over there, you feel what I'm saying? And wake these people up on all these different fronts, as they call it, meaning disable all of the facades. We don't have people to do that. We just have a lot of people that are running around regurgitating. So I'm telling you what happened. Somebody saw a Super Bowl comment, and then they ran with that comment and was like, oh, it's about the Super Bowl. And then that's the algorithm actually warring with us, those who overstand. And I'm saying us humbly because I know when I don't speak on these things, none of them know what's going on. So I have to say that humbly. I say us because they look and they can't really tell what's being said. Okay, let me give you an example. If I tell y'all right now, solve it. 2 plus 2, what does it equal? Right? Y'all are going to be able to solve for X because of your familiarity with addition, simple addition. Doesn't even need to be advanced. All right? We could do 3 times 3. What does it equal? Solve for X. All right. Do you know what it is? You got 9, right? Because of your lessons or your gradings or your studies where you were able to pick up certain sciences that were what? Applicable tools that you could use when you were faced with a problem so that you could be a part of, or we shouldn't even say a part of. All right. Because that's a illusion within itself. You could be one with a solution. Or the solution, or let's say resolution, a real solution. Because a lot of people start their new year off and say, I want to do a resolution. No, you need a real solution, not just some resolution, a real solution. You're looking at resolution, you're just looking at a picture or an image. All right. And that resolution may vary depending on the quality that you're dealing with. I hope somebody hearing me, because if I just present you a good picture with high res, then you might think that's the real thing. No, you need a real solution because that means that whatever science you've been given, you'll actually be able to use it. So watch this. Let's try it again. 5 times 5. All right. Somebody says 25. Okay. 100 plus 10. Somebody says 110. All right. Okay. Black Hawk crashes into American Eagle. Somebody says Super Bowl because they were ill-equipped. All right. Then you have to look at what were you doing with your time up to this point. Were you following after people who were up under Knights Templar, the rest of these people? Because their science is too slow. These people, somebody just literally said to me today, yo, you should come and join the occult. I graduated from occult when I was 9. I am not playing. This is I literally graduated from the occult sciences when I was 9 years old on my own. So I didn't even need people to tell me, yo, you graduated. And by the time we finished completing all the rest of these little orders, some orders people know about, some people don't know about certain ones. We had already figured out that it all ties back to the center, which is the X, or X marks the spot. And you have to always be able to solve for X. So things have to meet to the center. And the center is always now. And if the center is always now, then it means every event is always pointing to what does it mean right now? Meaning not what it meant 400 years ago. What does it mean right now? Okay. How do you got people that's supposed to be awake walking around with dashikis on for Black History Month? You know what I'm saying? You're supposed to be awake, but you talking about some fists in the air. So yeah, it's our month. Is it your month? Right? Because is this what you call a color or a code? Is it applying to you some type of way? Or do you have the brain or the crown of your own? Right? Because in this day and time, you're going to have to protect your crown, hence the purple light. All right. Do you have the crown of your own to be like, no, I don't need a month. Why would I need a month to look into my story? All right. When I'm living a story, right? What? Now, somebody got mad at me on one of the lives like, yo, man, you just told me your ancestors were Blackfoot. I said, yeah, I told you that, meaning you wouldn't even had an idea of it. You don't know it now just because I said it, but you wouldn't even have had an idea of it if I would never spoke it. You're like, but yeah, y'all talk about Dr. Malachi York more than you talk about your own ancestors being Blackfoot. I said, here's what you may not understand. My ancestors were Blackfoot. That doesn't mean I have to be. That'll blow their brain. But why would it blow their brain? Because American Indians have limitations also. I should not listen. You don't walk up and say, I'm an American Indian. You should be able to walk up and tell me, no matter how long it take, who are all you? I don't care if you got to go Geechee. I don't care if you got to go Wichita, whoever, Seminole, whoever you got to go Yamasi. If you have to sit there and talk to me for an hour straight to tell me who you are, that's what you should do, right? As far as you know, meaning literally as far back as you can reach, okay, which is far inward as you can reach genetically. You should be able to explain that to me. Your whole ancestry, genealogy, and your ethology, meaning your ancestry back then, your genealogy, that which connects you to it, and your ethology, meaning what are your deeds and your nature right now? How are you doing okay in this day and time? Don't tell me about what they were doing 500, 600 years ago. They got to stop. So they know they don't have what they saying is the proof of their own ancestry. A lot of these people, not saying all of them, but a lot of them. So what they stop at is just, I'm American Indian. I said, that's not enough, because that becomes a box that you place yourself in, and you may not understand that before you said somebody was named Blackfoot, which are two English words, by the way, if you're not familiar. All right. You use two English words, black and foot. All right. What were the words before they were English words? Then you get a stall just like that. They don't know how to answer that. Okay. So what was the native tongue that your ancestors spoke? All right. Do you speak it? No, I don't speak it. All right. So then right now, all you're saying is, when you say I'm an American Indian, is you're using two different appellations or two different titles that don't really apply to your people, because you're not from India. And what was America? America wasn't even established in this day and time where these tribes were being set up and these languages were being established and passed on traditionally or even culturally. Certain things that they picked up on, you didn't have America there. There was no America. All right, you might have had Turtle Island, but you only saying Turtle Island because it's literally an English translation of something that would have been said then. So my point is, when people walk up and say, I'm an American Indian, they don't understand their limitation. When people say, I am a Moor, they don't understand their limitation. All right, people say everything, I am everything except I am alive. You know what I mean? They say, what's your nationality? I am alive. And then they get confused. Well, isn't that what nationality means? I am alive and I'm sovereign, meaning I have control over my brain, which shouldn't be, but it is an exception, an anomaly, because most people think they have control over their brain, but they don't, which is why sovereign means you surpass others. You reach the level that most people have not reached and may not reach in their lifetime, because all they doing is, piece of candy, their way through life. That's what they're doing. They're piece of candying their way up until what they call their death moment or their transition moment. Are y'all with me? So if I say Black Hawk, American Eagle, what does it equal soft for X? You should be able to tell me. But people can't tell me. And then when I explain it to them, they either want to say you're reaching, or they want to say, no, it just means that they're going to play a football game. And I say, you can't think it's that simple. But they really can think it's that simple, because they think that 28 days out of February means something for melanin dominant people. They think it means something to those who possess the melanin dominant gene. They'll walk and step out their car, fix in the air, they proud, say, yo, man, we all family. And you're looking at somebody with the melanin dominant gene now. But 5 generations ago, they were connected to a melanin recessive gene of family. And they go all the way back to the conquistadors and the invaders and settlers who did these things to these people's ancestors. You're blinded by race, which means you're losing a race. Can you be blind and win a race? Now, some people might think they can, right? Let me give you an example. This is something I gave the people who were Pharaoh clan members in my high school. I said, don't be misled by the walk by faith and not by sight, curse, or spell. You need to understand what it is and why it's there. All right? So if I take 2 brothers, put them in the woods or the forest, let's say 2 people, just 2 people. Take 2 people, put them in the woods or in the forest, and just blindfold them, right? And I say, whoever gets out of this woods first wins. And then I put a 3rd person there. And that 3rd person doesn't have blindfolds on. Out of the 3 people that were placed in the woods, who do you think gonna get out first? Now, I think it's a simple answer. The one who isn't blindfolded and has the ability to see, so well as they have their visual component of sensory input, as long as they have their sight. All right, then they'll be able to get out quicker, and they'll be able to get out without damaging their body. Even if you could try to run full speed ahead, you're going to fuck yourself up a bunch of times trying to run or walk by faith and not by sight. You understand? So it's just one of those things where you really still need to know when certain things are applicable and when they aren't. So in this day and time, you need to be able to see. And you need to be able to not just see and look at something and say, I know what that is. I know I'm looking at it right now. That's Super Bowl. No, you need to also be able to know what would it look like if you had the blindfolds on. Are you with me? Maybe I need to say it a different type of way. Okay. Seeing is believing. That's why people be getting left behind, right? Seeing is believing for a lot of people. So they say they see this, they look at this comment, they say this is this. So they stop there. But then we say, okay, take the comment out. What is it? You don't have the answer. So how can you solve for X if you don't have the other components or the variables to help you do so? And if you don't understand those variables, you don't know what X is. Now, if you've never even seen solve for X and you're used to just adding up numbers, all right, then that's an even bigger problem, because then we say solve for X and you don't think that we're working in alignment with mathematics. No, we are working in alignment with mathematics. And the theme of my is to bring everything to balance, right? Isn't that algebra? We got two things on different sides of the scale. Somebody with me? And you have to bring it to a balance. All right, so algebra is what? Ma'at, or the Ma'at thematics. And the thematics of Ma'at is science. And you go look up mathematics and you will find that it means science etymologically. And you have to know, and knowing brings you to balance, not belief. As soon as you believe something, you start teetering. You understand? So here we go. Black Hawk, American Eagle, they collide. Let me give you their numbers. The numbers they gave you for a plane that crashed when I made the song Chest Up. They said 62 people died in the plane crash. Those are the numbers they gave you as soon as it happened. And then this plane that just crashed, before the plane that just crashed just now, they said it was 67. That was the number that they settled at. They put 3 on the military aircraft, and they did 64 on the American Eagle, correct? So they said 67. And then this one, they said, oh, there was 6 on it. All right? Somebody do the math real quick, if you can, if you're quick enough. What is 62 plus 67 plus 6? Do, 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 do. Do, 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 do. Do, 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 do. You understand the calculator signs now, right? What's 67 plus 62 plus 6? Somebody said 18. Hold on now. Okay, I didn't say add all of them. Okay, somebody did it. Jeez. All right, 135. Some of y'all jumped all the way over there. Okay, I get it. If you missed the 135, though, you're missing a point. So stay with me. You jumped the gun. You ain't wrong because you still add up the 1 and the 3 and the 5. Stay with me, though. 135. Why is that significant? Solve for X. Okay, the death toll of the 3 plane crashes equals 135. Solve for X. It's not hard. I'll tell you. 135 years is the amount of years they gave Dr. Malachi York. What's another name for Dr. Malachi York? He is called Chief. Listen close. Oh, the Chiefs and the Eagles. He is called Chief Black Thunderbird Eagle. Some of y'all gonna be like, you're reaching. Ain't no way in the hell that's possible. I'm gonna be like, it's not that it's possible. It's just true. He is Chief Black Thunderbird Eagle. A lot of people miss the Thunderbird part. And let me explain to you why that is an important part that should not be missed. Okay? So you have the Chiefs. Oh, they've got the Chiefs, a football game. Yeah, whatever. All right. Chief. There you go right there, right? Black. We got Black Hawk. Thunderbird. A Thunderbird is an aircraft. That's what the Native Americans referred to aircraft as. Thunderbirds. Why? Because you looked up and you saw a bird, but you didn't know what it was, so you called it a bird. All right. And you said it sounded like thunder. That was a Thunderbird. Don't take my word for it. Go look it up. And then once you go look it up, go look up a movie called Prey. Prey. And in that movie, when they looked up and saw Thunderbirds, they were UFOs. And they had predators, okay, that were getting off, as they call them, or dromedans that would get off of the crafts, and they would hunt animals and skin them alive and snatch their spine out just for fun. It was sport. Human beings were involved in that also. There was a sport going on planet Earth. At least that's what we were taught, and at least that's what they wind up saying in the movie Prey. Okay, when they call Dr. Malachi York crazy for talking about it, but then they make movies showing you that they have that type of technology. Are you with me? Notice that when they have movies like Alien versus Predator, people aren't paying attention to the fact that one is being called an alien, one is being called a predator, but they're both extraterrestrials. One has locks. One is melanin dominant in pigment. All right. Well, they got to make you look scary, obviously, but one has locks, one is melanin dominant pigment, and they are more advanced, and they have pyramids and all kinds of stuff, right? Okay. Well, never mind. Just aliens, right? Well, why did they say alien versus predator? Because the word predator means predator. The ones who were there before these aliens came. All right. And that's the war between the serpent and Eve, or the living ones. All right. That's a whole nother story. And it'll tie back around because you got the chariots, the Thunderbirds, and the boats and the rest of that. All right, cool. So watch this. The Thunderbirds were planes or aircraft. Was the American Eagle an aircraft? Yes. Was the Black Hawk military helicopter aircraft? Yes. Okay, so there goes your Thunderbird. You got your Chief. Yeah, that's Chief. Then you got your the Black Hawk. Yeah. Then you got your Thunderbird. Oh, the aircrafts, the airplanes. All right, the message of the bird. Stay with me. And then you have Eagle. So what happens when you combine or collide the black and the eagle, you get Dr. Malachi York's whole name. And what happens when you add or combine to balance it out, the solve for X, the death toll, you get 135. Dr. Malachi York, you understand how we speak? You understand the pen is in our hand yet? Or how much we need to show you? Just let me know when I stop. Okay? So, okay, does it stop there? It can't stop there. It's not possible. So, because you have to bring all things back to the center. That's how you balance it out. That's how you solve for X. Remember my algebra. All right. Thunderbird. Another word for Thunderbird is called a Bennu. Bennu, as in we Bennu this shit. You just figured it out. All right, cool. Bennu. Go look up Bennu when you get a chance. Bennu. Bennu. All right. And Bennu was saying a Thunderbird. Go look it up. A Thunderbird. And a Thunderbird also had another word that tied to it. It was called a Hennu. All right, as in Ben knew, we been knew, he knew, she knew, everybody knew. When you gonna know, right? Okay, cool. So you got a Ben knew and a hen knew. We call it Henuat there, the plural version, Henuat, right? And then you have HNW, which would be the simpler form of that. Okay, so you got Ben knew, hen knew. Then you have Borak. All right, then you have Sokar Boruk. All right, these are words that mean boats, but this is what they were describing that flew in the sky. So you had a Thunderbird as Ben knew. You had a boat as Bennu or Hennu, all right? And they said that Ra was driving in the boat, Ra. And Ra or Re was in the boat because they were saying that it was glowing. Are you with me? So if you have a boat flying in the sky and it's glowing, that means it is not only a Thunderbird or a Thunderbolt. Are you with me? It's a chariot of Ra, fire. Are you with me? Or Ruh, knowledge, spirit, advanced technology. Or Ruh, spirit. All right. Or spirits flying, or flying orbs, as y'all call them now. Y'all ain't saying nothing different. Now y'all just say UFOs and UAPs. You basically look up and say, we don't know what that is. Unidentified flying object. You say, what is that? A UFO. I don't know. Basically, they had the same dilemma, because when you run out of UFO, you just say, yo, I saw a flying saucer. That doesn't mean that you looked up in the sky and you saw some shit that's in one of these cabinets over here flying in the sky. It just means that this is something that you're familiar with, a saucer. And you saw that it was flying. The Romans said they saw flying shields. And the Native Americans said they saw thunderbirds. When you don't have the answer, what you do is you attempt to take components of things that you already understand, you crash them together, and it helps you to solve it and tell its story. So they said, we saw thunderbirds. Dr. Malachi York is referred to as Chief Black Thunderbird Eagle. Are you with me? So there were thunderbirds that were coming through this planet recently, and they're referred to as drones now. People say, oh, we saw drones. They done went from UFOs to IFOs to UAPs to now they're just going to say drones. Why did they do that? It could be possibly because if you say the word drone, it just brings you further and further and further away from the fact that you're talking about extraterrestrial aircraft, and it just brings you to people that could have that shit in their backyard flying it. It's just a drone. Anybody can get a drone from Walmart, right? So they say drones, even though they know exactly what they are. How do you know that? Well, you may not know it, but you can at least know that it's possible, because Donald Trump, the one who everybody, hating everything, Donald Trump said the government knows what they are. They just don't want to tell the people. All right. Was he ever able to tell y'all what they were? He probably can't. But there should be people on the grounds that can speak on what's going on up there on that pyramid. So I'm not going to say too much. But I will say I have it on great authority that those were not drones. I have it on great authority that they came here looking for people. I have it on great authority that because of the fact that the time or the hour is not yet, all right, which means we're in it, but it's not said and done, meaning the mystery is not complete. It's not completely over. All right, we're in the completion, as they're saying, but it's not completely over. How would you know that it was over? Because someone has to come up out of the color red, Colorado, belly of the beast. He's been in there for 3 days. Do you understand? Someone has to come up out of the heart of the earth, or out of the pyramid. It's still the same thing. When you say the heart of the earth, you're saying a fire, or the core. Okay, stay with me. Core is a word that means heart. Are you still with me? Are you still there? Are you still watching? Cor means heart. Go look it up. C-O-R. All right. That's Latin. Go look it up. It is heart. All right. So you say the core of the earth. You're saying literally the heart of the earth. And what would be the heart of the earth if the earth was set up on four corners? Like your Bible says, it will be a pyramid. And what does pyramid mean? It means pyro, pyrus. It means fire in the mid center. Go look that up. Everything I'm telling you, make sure you write this down so you can go look this up and you'll see why we're able to do this. All right. So if you have a pyramid, which is what Marduk or Murdoch was supposed to be trapped in the story. All right. Like go watch the movie Dark City. They make sure they show you that there was a man named Murdoch. They also called him John or Yehan. Jonin. All right. Yehanun. Call him Murdoch also. I don't know if you understand that the word John gives you Yohanan and that gives you Yahanun. All right. And his name also was Murdoch. So Yohanan Murdoch, who also had those names. Dr. Malachi York were given a tone. Yahanun or Yahanun. I am called in tone. Yahanun. So you have Yohanan, right? Or John. And then you have Murdoch. Go look it up. So you have John Murdoch or Yohanan and Marduk. And Murdoch was being framed in the movie Dark City. And he was the one who was awake. And the ones who were the six ether extraterrestrial beings were saying, why doesn't he sleep like everybody else? And they were going around giving everybody injections in a movie Dark City where they have a clock on the front, which clock gives you Kron, the god of time, Koron, core, heart. They were injecting people in the movie as they reset time. And there was someone called Murdoch who was able to stay awake during that reset. Remember when everybody was saying, oh, there's a global reset taking place in 2020, and they hit you with that C and that 1 and that 9 to let you know that you were battling time, and Revelation was also a sign of the time, and Phenomenon, the documentary, was also the sign of the time, and Michael Jackson was making sure you remember the time, and Dr. York had a song say, only a dream, hold back the clock, don't let us stop, stay with me. So they put Marduk in this story, not in the movie, but in the story, which is one of the same. They were attempting to frame Marduk or Murdoch in the Dark City movie. They did frame Dr. Malachi York, who was also called Murdoch. Go look it up. M-U-R-D-O-Q. Marduk or Murdoch. All right. They did frame him and they gave him 135 years. 1 + 3 + 5. Dr. Malachi York actually laid out those numbers in his book, The Holy Tablets, to let you know the different layers or levels. All right. Which you also find in Sufi cosmology, where you have Nasut and you have Melekut and then you have Lehut. All right. He gave you 1, 3, and 5. He also talked about that when he was saying different Masons would say different ages when you asked them what degree they were on. So they say 1 year old, they were on the first degree, and then it goes 3, and then it goes 5. So 135. 135 gives you 9, which is the highest number or the number of the most high or the number of Anu. I will make all things anew, make all things new, a whole new world, Anu dominion. Anu is right there. Anu dominion gives you the realm of Anu. And we haven't reached that yet, but we're in it. This is called the 9th hour, which is why I tell you you're dealing with the H9 effect. Hour 9. All right. Meaning that's who we're looking for. Hour 9. And then when we can find them, then we can make moves. Other than that, we have to see how many people can last and protect their crown. Stay with me. How you know you got to protect the crown? Well, didn't somebody just launch an attack at a very specific group of people? Stay with me. And those groups of people, or that group of people, refer to themselves as Isis. He said, Faise, you're saying it wrong. I'm saying it right. And I'm also saying it in such a way that the algorithm don't pick up on it. Right? So they call themselves Isis for a reason. Isis means throne. And when you look on the crown of Isis, stay with me, you will see a throne. All right? Which is this symbol right here. Okay? Pinky finger to the sky if you relate. This is a message from Nebu, which is a messenger, Nebuchadnezzar. All right, which is just another way of saying Neberu. All right, or the flying one, or the rising one, or the Benu. Benu means also rising, as in Baruch or Barak. It means rising. or Baruch, it means rising. You'll find this even in El Quran. Stay with me. In the Quran, there was a story called, Surah 17, Isra al-Miraj. All right, saying that there was a night journey, Isra, and ascension, al-Miraj. And Quran explains that Muhammad went up into the night sky or the heavens and journeyed on what was referred to as a Barak. They say, oh, it means a camel. It does not mean a camel. Y'all are saying it's a camel. It means to rise. The 3-part root is BRQ. It means to rise. It doesn't just mean rise, by the way. It also means to shine. So you're saying rise and shine like the sun? So it's a rising shine, or meaning a rising sun, or a rising sham. And they saw this sham. Are you with me? Sham means shemesh, as in the sun. And they said, oh, there goes Prophet Muhammad on this wing-like creature. We'll call it camel. I don't know I don't know y'all accent yet of Arabs. I'm figured out. All right, we call it camel. That's Indian. Somewhere along the lines, though, there was an accent, I promise you. And the niggas was like, oh, shit, we see this nigga flying up, and we're going to call it a camel. And that's what they wrote it down, a wing-like camel. And then you ask, what species is that? Where can we find those animals to this day? Where you have camels with wings, and where is that recorded at in history ever? No, you were seeing a vehicle, and it was glowing. You understand? You know such thing, no bioluminescent winged camels or unicorn winged Pegasus beings. These were vehicles, and they just didn't know what they were, so they just called them camels and animals and shit. Just like how people say flying saucers. Stay with me. So Muhammad took off into the night sky on a Barak. Or a Barak. Stay with me. And it was to rise and shine, just like all of the other crafts that y'all are seeing out here, y'all are calling orbs, came through and did. All right, a lot of y'all seen them taking off. Some of y'all seen them gathering over. But you just say, oh, I see a bright light. So if you were to tell the story, you ain't going to do no better for the people 1,000 years later. Because they're going to look back and they saw a bright light. Y'all still don't know what the technology is because there's limitation on that. People don't have up close and personal experiences to be able to touch it and see what it is, if it can be touched, whatever it is. So my point is, you have Muhammad going up in a craft. All right, you got all these different stories that show about a craft coming with messengers or prophets. What did I tell you? 2025 is the year of the prophet. What did I tell you? 2025 is the year of the crown. What did I tell you? 2025 is the year of the lamb. Go read Revelation chapter 14. I said 2020. You know, notice I'm not stopping at completion. The same way I didn't stop at the number 8. I told you, oh, that's just the gene, genetic upregulation, orator abilities, all this other stuff, right? So now you have to be sure. And the only way you could be sure is if you're in the mind to be. So when you see that all of these signs are saying, hey, I know you think you know what's going on, but right now the man of the hour is still in that pyramid. What are you going to do? Are you sure you're going to help him? Are you sure you're going to step forth to let people know the true message of the true messenger, or the messenger of the what? The true light. So you have Nebuchadnezzar saying, protect the crown. Go look up that etymologically. You'll find that it means protect the crown. There was just a war being waged on East, being attacked. Who's going to protect the crown? Some people say, oh, they missing all this other stuff. Are you going to pay attention to the fact that that's the matriarch itself? And that matriarch or that mother ark takes you all the way up to the water in the crown? Let me show you something else you missed. Just because you asked, right? You just asked me. Did you notice when I was saying, yo, we about to do this music video for Cooking with Kaya? Did you notice I put Kaya's name in purple? Nah, people didn't notice that. They were too busy asking me, what does Cooking with Kaya got to do with anything? Like I haven't spent the past 7, 8, 9 years explaining to you that eventually I'm just going to be able to do this. I can't stop every 2 seconds to explain everything I'm doing. Why do we always got to keep coming to the table again for me to explain to you how to speak elite? I keep saying, excuse me, this is the language we speak. We speak so that those who are able to pick up on that from that higher sense can pick up on it and reiterate it to those who may not be there yet. But people are saying, I don't get it. What Cooking with Kaya got to do with our community? Excuse me, I can raise you one. I hear your what does Cooking with Kaya have to do with our community? I'll raise you you don't have a community. There's no such thing. It simply does not exist. That is another illusion. Same way you don't have a month. It simply does not exist. Same way you don't have an identity. There is no nationality that is applying to all of you in the West. It does not exist. All of these are illusions. So you're basically telling me you want me to feed into the illusion. There is no our community. Your community is your neighborhood. Did you help Tasha get her lights on? When Tasha's lights went off, did you help her? Your wife be cooking all the time. Did she sell plates to help Tasha get her lights on? What are you talking about? Y'all want me to feed into the illusion. We up here, moving, making moves every day. I tell you, yo, we can go viral today. What y'all want to do? People like, oh, maybe tomorrow. Okay, I'll say. And then the next day I say, let's go viral. I say, okay, cool, let's do it. And we go viral. I'm putting right knowledge out there every chance I get. I say, yo, let's get over there with Cooking with Kaya and them, and let's bring them over here too. And y'all say, I don't get it. What's the point? There you go. So say you just want to deal with the choir. Say that you love preaching to the choir, and the choir ain't even making no moves. Y'all just love being in church because it's a good feeling, right? Say you like preaching to the choir. You don't want to get out there in the dirt. We have to go into the land of Nod to stop those people from nodding or wondering. All right. We have to go out there into the land of the Nud or the nude and bring them out of that new deity and take them to the ancient one. Notice I said new deity as in nudity, which is where all these people finally wake up a little bit. The first thing they want you to do is take your clothes off. As soon as the women get awake, they don't want them up here in the purple light. They throw them all the way down to the red light and say, just take your clothes off, sister. You know what I mean? It's just sensuality. Just love your body. Right. And then next thing you know, it just becomes another lust factor, and everybody's playing like it's about, oh, we're just going to discover our bodies. And you can discover your bodies in private, which is why you had certain religions that were being put in place to help people who were not in the crown protect their crown. Crown is another word for brain. Even in Islam, and I'm not religious saying that I am from Islam, but if I had to be Muslim, I could do it. Meaning we studied it. And even in Islam, it tells you, right, and we were part of it also, meaning we walked through those schools, protect your gaze, protect what you're looking at, protect what you're consuming. All right. That way your brain can be protected. And you need your brain protected because if you're too busy playing woke and you're not actually awake, who's going to hear the children crying? You too busy playing woke, who's going to feed the children? You too busy playing woke, who's going to reach the people out there in the communities? We're reaching people out there, and people ask me, I don't get what it's doing for our community. How about this? It's not our community. It's the world's communities. All right. When you can explain to me what our community is, maybe I'll listen. But right now, you don't have an explanation for that because it simply does not exist. It exists as much as Black America does. That is not a real thing. You think it's a real thing because you've been plugged into this. Okay, I say unplug. All right, here go your first step out of there. It does not exist. There's no such thing. There's no such thing as Black America. They lied to you. There's no such thing as being pro-Black unless you're saying you're being professionally Black, because that's what going pro means, right? If I say, yo, he went pro, what does that mean? He went professional, correct? Meaning he can finally make money playing basketball. He don't just got to play at this high school or this college for a certain amount of time. He can go, and I'm not saying I know all that it is about it, but I know something about it. To say that if he go pro, he can make some money now, right? Okay, how you pro-Black? Meaning you can make money off Black. You know that it's a business. Has absolutely nothing to do with the pigment. Has absolutely nothing to do with the melanin dominant gene. Has everything to do with what state it is or status. It's statutory. It never was alive to begin with. It's a statue. So you're upset with me because you're saying, well, how come you ain't help the statue? What the fuck does the statue need help with? It's not even living. Tell me what it is. Show me what it can do, and then we can talk. So my point is, did you notice? I put Kaya's name in purple. Then one of the people that they highlighted for passing away on the plane was called who? Who? It was Kaya Duggins. Maybe another time. Kaya Duggins, Kia Duggins, whichever is the proper pronunciation, look up what the name means. And see if it don't tell you on Google in big bold letters. You didn't listen to this nigga Faise? It's Kaya. Well, so I don't get it. What's the point? Yeah, are you walking with me though? I'm showing you so you can already know the point when I do things, right? Cooking with Kaya was in purple. Why? Because she's a girl? Are we not in the purple light? Do you not see this right here? Is this not a purple light? For those who were walking with me, didn't we already finish the school of the blue light? Didn't I tell you this? But remember when I did the science of the green light in November of 2023? And I said we're going to walk through the green light up to the solstice of 2024, and then we're going to go all the way to January 1st of 2025, and then we're going to activate the purple light. And there were so many things that we did. They saw the music video for Can't Stay Here. You saw how all that lined up. Everybody had the purple on their head, the crown activated, and everybody had the white on. Remember those days? It was great. So it wasn't that long ago, if you remember, and I put Kaya's name in purple. And if you listen to the letter to Cooking with Kaya, you're going to notice I said we don't know why they do what they do to the chosen ones. Live it up. Ha, 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 ha. Baby girl, you don't owe them nothing. Let her cook. Uplifting the matriarch. If you can't look at Kaya and see matriarch, and you think you looking at somebody over here, Queen Afua, and you seeing matriarch, you're blinded. If that's a woman, that's our matriarch. We have to lift her up then. This is where you start exposing your hand that no, you don't care about the matriarch. You care about how the matriarch and you supporting it makes you look. You care about how you supporting the matriarch appears on paper. No, if you care about the matriarch, then uplift the women and encourage them to be strong. Let her cook. She's cooking with Kaya. I said heat up, speed up. Let her cook. Kaya means strong. Let her be that. Duggins means black water. We'll take that. Strong black water. Strong black or dark or melanin dominant what? Matter. Or some of y'all say strong black woman. And it shows up. It say, y'all didn't get what the nigga was doing? Okay, we'll show you in this event. Some people still didn't get what I just said. So then Kaya Duggins was studying law. Do you hear it yet? It's popping up in different ways. And all we have to do is point your attention to it and say, now you see. Now you see me. Now you see me too. It all brings us back to the center. In the Holy Tablets, Dr. Malachi York said, I am the center. He's referred to as El-Qurb or Kitab or Kutub, as some of y'all might say. I am El-Qurb, the center, the axis. Meaning, how are you going to access the true light but through Dr. Malachi York? People think when we saying the true light, we're just talking about information because they haven't experienced non-ether. Non-ether is not a mode of being, meaning you were born non-ether. Non-ether is an atmospheric effect that happens when people come together, all right, or even when one amongst you decides that they're going to protect the crown. And when you protect your crown, you start realizing your works will alter. And you start doing the works of that or that one who has protected the crown, encouraging others to do the same. So the message is able to live on and be stronger. And the message is all about the center. Stay with me. So let's take it all the way to Chief Black Thunderbird Eagle being Dr. Malachi York. The death toll gives you 135 years in prison, right? 9 is the year you're in now, 2025. 1, 3, and 5. 9. You don't think that it's time for Dr. Malachi York to come home? You don't think that the signs are popping off saying, excuse me, I know you've gotten comfortable, but you don't have the time you think you have. I know you might think you have this time, but that time isn't there. You're dealing with the last hour. You're in the 9th hour. That's why I came out with the song 9th Hour on the album 9th Hour. Are you with me? So the Thunderbirds are the extraterrestrial crafts. Y'all are seeing them more and more every day. The government has taken their hands off. They're not even responding to it anymore. They just say, oh, whoever record whatever, they see whatever. The governments are too busy. They dealing with their world falling apart. Their planes are being taken down. They're not going to tell you that they're dealing with interference. They're not going to tell you what's causing it to happen. They're not going to express that there are issues going on up there in their airwaves. There's an issue with the whole grid. How is that happening? Where planes are having to be warned daily. Yo, you're too close. Yo, pull up. And then somebody sent them a message. Yo, go down a little bit. And it was the wrong message. Say, yo, why the fuck did you send me into the collision course? And they having to go against what their orders are. What's happening up there in your airways? Remember, there were just drones flying around. Why were they there? Does anybody have the answer as to why these drones were here? Or are people just assuming they know because they watched a TikTok video? You get outside, you start seeing weird shit happening. Just walked outside today. No stars. But right there next to the moon was a star. No stars anywhere. But right there next to the moon, a star just sitting there. Why? What are these signs? What do they mean? Luke 21:25, for those of you who are Christian, it tells you to watch for the signs in the sun, the stars, and the moon. Right? So if you're not being able to read that, how will you know what day and time you're in? And some of y'all are having those visions that I told you about where something is happening to this planet and you don't know why. Some of y'all are y'all speaking and say, yo, I think this is going to happen. And then it happened and you don't know why. This is the year of the prophet. When you get that idea, you need to write it down. That way, when it actually happens, you'll be able to show it to yourself. Say, damn, I did say that. I say, yo, we about to do this fast. We started on January 19th, right? I said, yo, we about to do this fast. It's going to be for 9 days, meaning we're not going to eat for 9 days. We didn't eat for 9 days. Stay with me. I said, something is going to happen because I had a dream that was catastrophic. I said, something about to happen. I think that's what they're showing me. And I said, I think it's going to either happen during the fast or right after it. Somewhere around this fast, some catastrophe is coming. And then right at the end of the fast, which I think the fast ended on the 28th of January, that's when this stuff started popping off. It's not, okay, so you're dealing with a great and dreadful day. It's going to be great for some people, dreadful for others. All right? So everybody say, what's going on? Let me tell you what's happening. Right now, people are afraid to fly. Isn't that something that you can read, though? People are afraid to fly, but what does that mean? If people are afraid to fly, they're afraid to ascend. If people are afraid to ascend, they're going to sit still, and they're not going to ascend. So then they're going to dread ascending. It becomes a dreadful day to those people. Are you with me? The same way when somebody rang a bell or blew a trumpet and said, yo, everybody stay 6 feet apart. All right? 6 feet apart. We're going to cause you to social distance because you being around people is going to be bad for your life. And people were afraid to go around people. They dreaded going outside. They dreaded being near their family. It was a day of dread. All right? Now, if somebody say, yo, I'm going downstairs to get me a bottle of water out of the fridge. And then you know that downstairs is your friends waiting to scare them when they come. Right? And then they say, yo, I don't want to go down there by myself. Come with me. Are you going to dread? Or does the person that doesn't know what's going on dread going down there? And then when they go down there, they get afraid. But you're not afraid. I hope y'all understand what I'm explaining to you. It's not a dreadful day to everybody. But I told you, it will be dreadful to a lot of people. Now we have the war happening. And I said, don't red and blue cause purple? And now we in that purple where I told you, watch, people are going to see this as a dreadful day. And now we in that. And people say, oh, no, 2025 just started. What do we do? Everybody chewing their nails off. Yeah, what do you do? Let me tell you what you shouldn't do if you're one of the elite. Let me tell you what you should not do if you're one of the chosen. You should not fret current events. You shouldn't just wait for something to happen for you to determine how you feel that day or whether or not you're going to be afraid of this. Or if you're just waiting for things to happen to respond to them, you're not one of us. When you come up here, you put your crown on, then you're one of us. And you start realizing, family, there was nothing that, okay, this plane crashed. You say, Faise, what do you think about that? I think I could have done nothing to stop it. There was no way I could have stopped that plane from crashing. What do you think? But you know, I mean, people die. What do you think about that? I think that there's no bringing them back. I think that they're gone. And I think that if that plane were to crash anywhere else and those people out there, we would have to say the same thing, right? Okay, let's deal with the truth. The plane crashed, right? At least what it appears, the plane crashed, people died. There's nothing we can do about that situation to bring those people back. True? They say, you're desensitized, da-da-da-da. No, I'm just not swooned by current events because shit is always happening. Did you know that there were about 40 other planes that crashed in different areas around that same time and just nobody put that out there and it didn't go big? So you're responding to this one. Imagine if you would have had the time or the algorithm space to experience all of those plane crashes. Same way when George Floyd was dealing with what GF was dealing with, right? There were a lot of people around the world that were losing their life by the hands of the police. And a lot of people have lost their lives to the hands of the police since then. Have you seen as big of a response since you've seen the stuff in 2020 with GF? Have you seen a big response like that since 2020? No? Is it dawning on you yet? Was George Floyd the last person that was killed by the police? And then you start realizing, okay, well then what are you saying? Exactly. When you have the internet in your hand like this, You can just move it. All right. And you know, okay, we need people to look in this direction. You're going to bring their attention over there. You got it in your hands to be able to do that. Things are always happening, but somehow these things go viral at certain times. All right. So here goes the center. You cannot stop the event. It happened. You cannot go back and undo it. It happened. Now, here's the question, the big question. What does it mean to you? If you don't know that answer, then you haven't gotten in the mode of figuring things out. If there's a war on sovereignty being pointed out, and then somebody wants to take your attention to football, a literal mockery of that same science, what do you think is happening when I speak? I say, look, there's a war on sovereignty. They said, don't look over there. Look at these people about to play a sport, which is the same thing y'all would have been doing regardless of the planes crashing. You would have you would have been tuning in on the day that's supposed to be spiritual. They say Sunday football. And on that day, you tune in to watch people replay moments of slavery. And you call it football. And they play it on a plantation with numbers on themselves, and they running around with the melanin dominant baby, and somebody fighting over who's going to get it. And oh, y'all didn't know that? Never mind. Oh, just turn the channel. Baseball comes on, and you looking at a mockery of things that happened during slavery, and you watching somebody being hung, you know what I mean, with a baby coming out of them with the umbilical cord still attached to them, and they catch the baby with a bat. And that was a game for them. So they hung the woman, and as soon as the baby is born, they hit it with a bat, right? That's baseball. Y'all didn't know that? Never mind, change the channel. And then you start realizing that all of these same things that people bringing your attention to is a part of the same types of setups that they're trying to say they're fighting against. But that same type of setup is that which got people's brains diluted, or got people's brains discombobulated. You with me? The spell is still alive and well if you're telling people to tune in to the same thing that people are supposed to be tuning out of. You're supposed to be tuning out of their games. Why do you still give a damn about sports? All right. You watch a game be played on the court, basketball. It's just a mockery of that which the Mayans and the other gladiator groups of people used to do when they take people and put them on a field or on a court, and they make them fight to the death and take somebody's head, and you got to bring it to the other side of the field or other side of the court in time for the other team, and whoever don't win, everybody dies. And then you say, oh, it's just NBA. It's entertainment. It's put there to trap you up. Why would that be the resolve? Why would that be the way out? No, their message is there's a war on sovereignty. Their message is to try to discourage all of those who are stepping out of the system. Because now people listen, somebody just hit me like, yo, I got visited by the people. And they're being visited potentially because of the abilities that people see they have. They're attempting to discourage people from being able to be awake. So now you say, yo, I want to claim my nationality. They're trying to put you in a certain category now. You with me? All of this happened right before Black History Month, as they call it, and you think it's about the Super Bowl? All of these things line up, and you think it's about football? Now, watch this. If we're dealing with Thunderbirds or Shams, all right, or chariots of fire, that means we're dealing with people who are flying them. Your question is, who are those people and why are they here? Don't just let them get away with it. Don't just let them be quiet. That'll be the second time y'all do that. They gathered over the White House in Washington, D.C., and they just sat there. They wouldn't leave. And then afterwards they left, right? And then people say, whoa, that was interesting. The government didn't have no answers for y'all who those people were. All right, so who's flying in your airspace now and why are they here? Some people are seeing stuff. Somebody recorded something like a huge opaque, translucent type ship that was purple light coming from it with an X on it. They don't know what they seeing, but why are they here and who are they looking for? So my message to y'all is you're dealing with the H9 effect. Put on your crown and protect it, meaning you have to be sure. You can't let vices win. You got to be sure now. You can't keep going back down there thinking you got time. Remember I told you, even in my book, I think it was Rehab, I said, like they showed you in the biblical scripture, once you climb up on that rooftop, don't go back down. Don't try to go back down into the house to grab things. You ain't going to have the time you think you have to go back down there. Meaning once you climb past the Savadhisthana, or once you get past that solar plexus, all right, or that sacral onto the solar plexus, onto the anahata or the heart chakra, the green light, don't start going back down there thinking you got time, because you're going to fraternize yourself right back into the chains. It'll be harder to get out because the realm is speeding up. It's going to keep happening, y'all. There are going to be more events. Listen, whatever. It's going to be more. It's going to be more. And people are like, wow, 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 wow. And I'll be like, see. And I'm going to show you all of the ways that it aligns. And I'm like, look how it leads you right back to Pops. Look how it leads you right back to him. And then can they deny me? So when I say, yo, you deal with the Chiefs, right? Let's look at this. I'm going to show you another angle. See if they can deny me. Wichita, Kansas. What movie comes to mind when you think we're not in Kansas anymore? Stay with me. Because they say, oh, the plane took off from Kansas. That means they're not in Kansas anymore. Stay with me. That's Wizard of Oz. Yes or no? So if they're not in Kansas anymore and they go to Wichita or Washington, you know all of this ties to Malachi York. Malachi York got Wichita in his blood. Seminole, in Yamasee, all right, Geechee, all of that, all the way down to Sacagawea. You know, Sacagawea is Dr. Malachi York's bloodline. I don't know if people know this, all right? And you want to know what Sacagawea means? It means bird woman, all right, or the sky woman, as we secretly or sacredly call her. The bird woman. Stay with me. Somebody like, y'all gonna look that up. You're gonna be like, you're gonna find out I'm telling you the truth. Because Dr. Malachi York is referred to as Thunderbird. All right, chief black Thunderbird eagle. All right, Sacagawea is the bird mother. All right, or the bird woman or the sky woman. All right, then you have Ben York and the rest of these people, Diane Fletcher, the Fletchers, all they tribes, all the people, you know what I mean? People that were married and all this other stuff. You got Mary, his mother. All right, Mary York. Now, you do the math on this. They got a movie called End of Days. Like I put the title End Times. In the movie End of Days, there's a main character. The main character name is York. What's going on, Monte? The main character name is York, right? And her mama name is Mary. What do you think they're trying to show you? It's the End of Days movie. They made the main character York. That's what they were calling her. Her whole name was Kristen York because they thought that to be Dr. Malachi York. They said Christ is in York. Right? Which is why they were watching him so closely and following him so closely. Christ in York. Even though he said, I'm not Jesus. He said, I never claimed to be Jesus. I'm not the Messiah. Da, 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 da. He said, people going to think I'm the Messiah. I teach like a Messiah. I'm telling you the Messiah is coming after me. That's what he said. I didn't say that. Okay, watch this. You have Christ in York. Kristen York. Mother named Mary. Go watch the movie End of Days. You're going to see that it's true. And Dr. Malachi York was called Asa. Go look it up. Asa. I-S-A. Asa Muhammad. All right? Or Imam Asa. Okay, so if Dr. Malachi York is Asa, which actually gives you a translation of Jesus, and his mama named Mary, what story you think you in? The last class, sound familiar? The last class Dr. Malachi York gave, he said, man, y'all better know this story. He said, you might not think this means anything now, but you might want to go back and learn this story, or you won't know what's going on when it happens. And in the story, he was talking about how Jesus was being sent to prison. This was days before they raided the land and took him to prison. He said, you might want to learn this story now. And he was pointing out everybody who was the FBI, the secretary, everybody, the IRS, everybody. He pointed them out by name damn near and was showing what was going on with the GBI, everybody infiltrating, looking for the money, da da da. You stay with me. So in that End of Days movie, they put a character named York. All right. York has a mother, Mary. That's Dr. Malachi York, and his mother name is Mary. You can't make this up. So how did Asa have a mother named Mary? And then Mary becomes or is one of the Yamasee Native American matriarchs or matrons. And she's in bloodline passing that on to him. And then he grows up and is acknowledged by the Native Americans as Chief Black Thunderbird Eagle. All right. Or the one who bears the symbol. You know, Native Americans don't play with their recognition. They're not going to call you shit if they don't see that in you. They're not going to call you anything if you're not walking with that. So they say he bore the symbol. Sound familiar? Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad said there was going to be coming somebody who bore the symbol or the letter, the sigil of Lamb. the letter of the Lamb and the book of Lamb, the knowledge and the wisdom that will come and the understanding that will come with that, which became right knowledge, right wisdom, right understanding. And the most honorable Elijah Muhammad was trying to tell people that's who you're going to need to walk with when he come. He came, the world seen it, your government seen it. How y'all miss it? Because he was in the world, It's the same story. He was in the world, and the world knew him not. Why did it take for y'all to find phase one for you to know Dr. Melakazi York? Why did it take that long? With all these leaders in position, they were supposed to show y'all. But they tried to conceal the true light. The true light was in the world, but the world that was a part of that darkness had not obtained or understood who he was or is, because he's still in the world. Meaning the darkness comprehended it not. They hadn't obtained it. They haven't chosen to take the walk. But that light of every man, he was doing his best to show you, look, this what I've activated, you can activate in you. And then they hated him and they yelled, crucify him. And they put him up on a cross, which was the pyramid. And that pyramid was what? Colorado. Colorado means color red, right? Pyramid means fire in the middle, right? When people think of that fire in the middle when it comes to the body, they're talking about that heart, correct? Even when you say the word focus, it brings you to fireplace or the heart, right? So when you focus in on the center, you find the pyramid, or X marks the spot. From the eagle eye view, this is a pyramid, and in the center of it is what? The fire in the middle. When you go look up Colorado from the eagle eye view, listen to the words I'm using, or bird's eye view, listen to the word I'm using, you will see pyramids. Go look it up when you get a chance. You look up Colorado, you're going to see 3 pyramids. The same pyramids that you look up and you see in Egypt. So Dr. Melakazi York is 300 feet underground. Stay with me. In Colorado, the color red. It's also called Florence. So you say Florence. What does Florence mean? Florence means a flower. Go look that up. So what is a red flower? Come on now, Jungle Book fans. A red flower is a fire. You with me? So Dr. Melakazi York was placed under the pyramid or trapped in the pyramid as Marduk again. So now your story is happening this way. When you see Jesus was put up on the cross, here go the cross. That's the pyramid from the bird's eye view. Are you with me? So let's circle it back around. Dr. Melakazi York is in Colorado ADX. Wait, Dr. Melakazi York is in Colorado ADX. The X marks the spot. X marks the spot being the pyramid from the eagle eye view. He's in the Colorado, Florence. Okay, so Florence, red flower, fire, heart of the beat of the Son of Man in the heart of the earth for 3 days. This happening around the year 2000. After Dr. Melakazi York already put forth the plan and said from 1970 to the year 2000, all right, was going to be a 30-year plan. And then from the year 2000 to the year 2030 will be another 30 years. He also told people that when the year 2000 came, after that short time after, there would be no guidance. So what happened? In the book of Revelation, chapter 8, verse 1, add it up. It said, and there, after the 7th seal was opened, because they said Dr. Melakazi York opened the 7th seal. After the 7th seal was opened, there was a silence in the heavens for about the space or the time of half an hour. We call Dr. Melakazi York the man of the hour. Go look that up. I'm telling you why. Because you're talking about a 60-year time period, and each year represented 1 minute. Are you with me? So him being the man of the hour up to 1970 to 2000 was 30 minutes. The rest of that half hour, or about half an hour, began in the year 2002 on May 8th. Are you with me? This is the final hour. Because if you would have went back about 60 years before then, you got the most honorable Elijah Muhammad being locked up on May 8th also. He was arrested on May 8th too. So you understand how this happened? So this is the final hour. Are you with me? And so, being that it is the 9th hour, or that final hour, or that time has already passed up to this point, if he's not able to come out of there in time for people, meaning if people are not able to see that he's walking out in time, then they have to be of that already, the 9, for you to be able to see what that means when he walks out. So you see how it goes hand in hand? You will have to be a part of those people who were saying it's time for him to come out. And then that if doesn't last anymore. It becomes when he walks out, so you can see what that means, or how do you obtain the light. If I ask you, who are those shams, or who's driving them? If I ask you, who's behind these crafts? If I ask you, when does Nibiru sound off? If I ask you, what does that X on the sun represent? Is that not X marks the spot? If I ask you this, if I ask you that, if I ask you, and you don't have these answers, what are you going to do? You ask these leaders, the rest of these people, do they have these answers? They don't know. They're only regurgitating things that he put out up to the year 2002. And now we're past that. And we're in that last half of the hour. And Dr. Melakazi York is still the man of the hour. You have to take into consideration that I'm literally telling you he has a 60-year plan. We're in the second half of that plan where he told us all these things were going to happen. People say, if he saw so much, how he couldn't see himself end up in prison? He did. He literally said that that was going to happen, that they were going to come for him. It was going to be a certain amount of time. People were going to help him. People weren't going to help him, all of that. So now we in that day and time. You with me? So this hour is passing. People are running out of time and they don't even know it. So when I say, yo, this is the hour, or I make the 9th hour song and explain to y'all what's going on with Diddy and everything, and I show you the How Did Diddy Die book and tell you, now look, they hitting Diddy with a superseding indictment. That's what they did to Dr. Melakazi York. They hit Diddy, would say, we're going to hit you with 100. That's what they did to Dr. Melakazi York. And Dr. Melakazi York, when it was happening, would say, y'all, everybody needed to watch the Diddy case and see what's going on. That's when Jacob York popped out. Notice Jacob York popped out after I wrote the letter to Jacob York. You with me? Then he popped out and he was defending. He said, we're going to defend the Diddy party. Well, you got other forces moving and say, watch the party die. You got other forces moving like myself say, yo, we sending Diddy them straight through the floor. What are they going to be able to do when that 9th hour is showing in everything they're looking at? So what can you really do about it? Are you with me? So again, now that more attention is being brought to Dr. Melakazi York, people are finally seeing who that is. The true light is able to resonate. And people are able to pick up on it. So now you're in that purple light, or that violet light, which is that light that actually accompanies that green light when you're in the dark. I told y'all how to do that. All you got to do is sit in the darkness and you will see green and purple light. Some people say they can't see it. I've been seeing it since I was a child. Are you with me? So we done walked through those steps. We're on that light. And I told you, the way of the elite is to be able to look at the light and discern. The way of the elite is to be able to know when something is being hidden in plain sight. I literally put it in the book, How to Speak Elite. I said, no, it's not Plain. Remember that? I said it's Plane. Because when you're on a certain level, you'll be able to see things that others can't see. But when you're beneath that level, you don't have that overstanding. You're standing under that level. So that plane would be the difference between you knowing what's going on and you not. So when things are being hidden in plain sight and you see planes crashing and you can't look at it and read it, you might need to speed up. If I say solve for X, that should be the easiest thing for you to do now, because you know everything that I'm pointed to leads you right to the center. So they say, yo, why everything you say leads to Dr. Melakazi York? I say, there you go. That's the right question. Why does everything I say lead to Dr. Melakazi York? You've read about the red one called Moses. You've read about the green one called El Qadir. Where is the violet one, or the purple one? Who is he who came in the color of the crown? Where is he now? Are you hearing me? And when he speaks, do you know what it means? And do you recognize the voice no matter what the vessel is? And if you can't, well then, all right, if you can't see it coming from us, do you see it in the events in your world? And if you can't see it in the events in your world, what else? What other message can we send? The message is being sent either way. Either you're going to get it from the realm speaking to you, or you get it from us speaking to you. Either way, are you up here yet? Now we're on the mountain. There was a comment that just passed through last year, and its translation of the name was Purple Mountain. We're on the mountain. Are you here yet? When I say, where you going to be when we pull up? That's a real question. Where will you be when we pull up? We done already pulled up. You looked up out in the sky, you see us pull up. Where were you at? And where are you now? And if you're not up there, okay, why are you not up there? How much time do you think you have? All right. It won't be phase one talking to you. It ain't going to be me in your dream. It's not me. I don't press the button and make your ear ring. It's not going to be me. I'm not the reason you stop eating meat. I was just a reminder. I'm not the reason you started drinking more water and fasting. I was just a reminder. What is it that is causing you to say yes or no to your ascension or your sovereignty? So when I say war on sovereignty, I mean war on what they call consciousness. That makes sense to y'all? So all you have to do is read it. Look at it now and read it. They keep having plane crashes. And these planes seem to take you all the way to Dr. Melikazi York, Chief Black, Thunderbird, Eagle. All right, like I just showed you with the We're Not in Kansas Anymore. They also call it Wichita. The movie Wizard of Oz has Wichita in it. Are you with me? The witch. And the witch is that one who was called the Wicked Witch of the West, or WWW, or just the World Wide Web for short. Right? That's why I put on the carousel Firefox consuming the web around the planet, which is what the movie Knowing is about. Firefox and the movie Knowing are one and the same. It was actually called Phoenix at first. And the Phoenix was speaking about a complete transformation. And it's not always comfortable, that transformation that you go through, but you still got to complete it, right? All right. So you have to be of the knowing to complete that transformation, meaning you have to be able to see the numbers. Go watch the movie Knowing, and you will see in it that Nicolas Cage said it's all in the numbers. He said it's all about the numbers. And everybody else trying to call him crazy, looking at him sideways. But when you read the numbers, you start realizing what he's saying. By the numbers, we mean, can you see what's happening in your realm? Because the whole realm is composed of those same numbers. You with me? And so there was a little house in the movie Wizard of Oz. And that little house was picked up and taken from its foundation and placed elsewhere. And then you hear Dorothy say, who was the Native American in the movie, I don't think we're in Kansas anymore. It looked like we're not in Kansas anymore. Right? Okay. Go look up where the plane crashed in Philadelphia. And by the way, Philadelphia Eagles, right? That's why I posted that on my page. I said, Philadelphia, the Eagles, right? This is me showing y'all that everything I'm saying is still happening. Okay. Philadelphia, the Eagle, right? Okay. Look up where the plane crashed. And it's going to show you Cotman Avenue. Look up what Cotman means. Cotman means a small house. That small house was that house that was picked up in the Wizard of Oz movie and thrown from Kansas. It's all showing you the same story. Then you say, well, what about Roosevelt Boulevard? Yeah, Roosevelt Boulevard. Roosevelt's the field of roses. Remember, they were walking through and they saw them. Like, I'll show you this. The poppy field, when everybody went to sleep. Here you go right here. This is them in the field of roses. Or the poppy field. It's all there. You just got to be able to read it. Because people look at that and they think it's roses. But they told you in the movie, no, these are poppies. And poppy, like champagne poppy, is that which causes people to be on drugs, like world on drugs. Or intoxicated, or sleep, or opioids. That's where you get it from. And I put this in my my book, How to Speak Elite, I think. Somebody verify that. But in the book, How to Speak Elite, I put about the poppy field. Saying that these are the opioids. And as long as you subscribing to that way of life, you're not going to be able to stay awake. You'll go to sleep. You with me? And so all of these signs are showing you that now is the time. And if you ain't able to pick up on it, you ain't going to be able to ascend quick enough. It's already, the hour is in effect. This is the hour. So then people are going to look at stuff and it's not going to be able to register for them. So they'll deal with that dilemma. The sands and the hourglass pass through. That method of time is each step, each second, each point saying, listen, 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 listen. And people are ignoring it. But why? Because they're too busy being distracted. So 2025 gives you a 5-year window before 2030, which 2030 is actually 60-30. Are you with me? In accordance to the time period of Canaan, as they would have said. So this becomes 60-30, which is another point of that 9. But even still, I want y'all to remember this. No man knows the hour, meaning there are certain things we are not clear to understand about. All right. But then they didn't say that other beings like Anu wouldn't know. So Anu would know the hour because just the way that, let's say you got a hostage situation, pay attention. There are hostages, and the person who's the negotiator knows what limits, as far as them communicating, and they know when they will or will not go in, and the commander, the chief, the sheriff, they know what they're going to do. So if you're watching the skies and paying attention like some of these stone heads are doing in the ground, if you're just watching and paying attention, you may not know what certain things are going to happen. But he who is on the craft knows, all right, that's it. Hit the button. They'll know when that comes. If there's a certain destruction to happen, if certain parts of the realm are to be laid waste, they know when they're going to do that. You on the surface, you're not going to know that. You with me? So it's that situation. No one really knows the hours. So that's why if they tell you move, you need to be able to move. But how can you hear God tell you to move if you're too busy listening to Shaitan? How can you hear God tell you to move if you're too busy playing around with vices? How can you hear God tell you to move if you got your hands over your ears? You with me? You have to be in position to be able to hear. And these beings speak through events. And trust me, I've been attempting, you don't got to trust me. I've been attempting to figure out, how is that possible? Why is it that I know how they speak through events? And how are they able to? Is it because they have access to the numbers, these Ethereans, whatever? I'm not able to get an answer clear enough for me to understand it yet fully. However, I do know they speak through events. They speak through people that come in your life. If you're being initiated, some of y'all not getting out. It might be like that. But if you're going through an initiation, you may be experiencing it where they're coming to you through different things, random occurrences that you wouldn't expect to happen. People walking up to you with a message. The homeless person, don't ignore them. These people move in and out of this time frame, or these beings, Ethereans, and they'll make things happen. And when these things happen, you'll be like, ain't no way, that's not possible. Or what are the odds of that? And I was explaining to somebody today, it's not about the odds. It's about what's even. You have to balance it out or bring it to the center. You with me? So the question is, will this be able to be the year where you will realize Dr. Melikazi York walking out? I want this to be clear because it's on my spirit to say that. It's on my brain to say. Dr. Melikazi York is not helpless. This is not a situation where he can't come out. The same people that's asking, oh, why did he plead guilty, all this other stuff, they already know that it's a lie because they saw me explain and break down multiple times that you cannot plead guilty and get 135 years. It doesn't happen. You can't cop out and get 135 years because in order for you to cop out, your intention was to get less time. Why would somebody accept 135 years as a slap on the wrist? How does that help your case? You're still having to do 135. No, he took it to trial. He fought that. He withdrew the plea. He got his people out. There's a lot of things that took place. Dr. Melikazi York could have been out. No, I'm not talking about just people freeing him. Here's the situation, just so we clear. Can I? Okay, I got to go ahead. Here's the situation. Dr. Melikazi York does not want to come out on some of the ways that they're trying to offer because he wants everything back. He wants his land. He wants to go forward with this, that, and the third. He wants his bookstore, anything that was taken. Dr. Melikazi York wants it back. So can I be clear about something? You're dealing with a man who's going to fight. We're going to fight with him. Meaning, if he's saying he want to take it all the way, we're taking it all the way. No matter how, what lawyer, whatever we got to do, whatever method we have to use, we're taking it all the way. I just want y'all to understand that he can come out. He just don't want to come out under time served. All right. Meaning they can say, oh, you did your time for what you did and because he's innocent. So you ask any of these people that's running their mouth, if they did 22 years for some shit they didn't do, if they were offered the ability to come out and they not have to deal with the torture, the torment, all of the isolation, everything, the mistreatment that they're dealing with, All right. If they were given the opportunity to come out, they just have to be say, oh yeah, you did your time. Would they accept it? The most of them would accept it. And they would have done that with less time. Dr. Malachi York been in there 22 years, and he won't accept their time served. I want y'all to understand what I just said. This means he could have been out. He won't accept it. He basically like, fuck that. I'm getting my stuff back. And if you don't know, that's how Pop speak. That's how he speak. He's saying he want his stuff back. This is a fighter. You with me? And he said, yo, I'm innocent. You don't give me no slap on the wrist. You lied. Y'all made this up. So I'm fighting it all the way. You with me? He said something else. All right. So I want you to know about something else that was said to me that he said. I know he said what I just told y'all. This is something that I heard. He said, according to what it was told to me by one of the sisters, he said, if I got to get myself out of here, I'm not going to need anybody. So what do you think this is? Let me tell you what we were told growing up. This is our test. We've had every messenger, y'all. That conscious community heard me say, yo, let's go master for master, and let's see if anybody is the real true light, the real true messenger. Let's see if anybody can stand against Dr. Malachi York. Master for master, any category, take your pick. They ignored it because that was the smart thing for them to do. They wanted to run away from that. They can't deal with it. Let's go category for category, and let's see who the master teacher of all time is. It's Dr. Malachi York. Hands up. It's him. So we've had every messenger up to Dr. Malachi York. That's the one true master teacher. He came to a people, gave them right knowledge, helped them clean up their life, make them not the cream of the crop, but the highest of the high, and put them up on, so they could be able to guide more people and da-da-da-da. Those people didn't make it their life to get them out of prison. This was our test. And now we're older, we're of age, some of us, and we're like, you know what? We see what happened. So far, if we were to be judged as a people, we failed the test. Because you have one side trying to defame them and tear them apart, everything, and then they have no truth. All they're doing is just repeating what other people say. They were not there, not even close to it. And they're just going out here, throwing stuff out here. All right, that's the master teacher of all time. You can say whatever it is you want to say. You have the right to do that. You know it's not rooted in truth. All you're doing is exposing your hand. All right, so what about the fact that he's the master teacher of all time and the master messenger of all time? And he got us the closest to figuring all of this out to be able to truly complete the transformation. You're not going to make it your life to get him out of there. I'm talking about to the ones he came to. And then you see that they went on about their lives. So by that merit, the test would have been failed. Except I'm here, which is why I had to come to y'all and be like, look, and I've been said, we're going to say this and then I'll probably pull one of y'all up and then if not, then we go ahead and get up out of here because I got to save my voice. Right? I said, I gave my drive away a long time ago, meaning I'm not driving anymore. I offered it to those who have the better view of the playing field. I said, use me. Keep it in simple terms. I said to God, the Most High, I said, use me. Just use me. I won't bump my head. I'm not going to think it's all me. I know that I couldn't have figured half this shit y'all think I'm figuring out. I know that I couldn't have been able to just predict all these events and da-da-da by myself. I know that I'm not the one. I say, even when I think it was the X Marks the Spot book, I said, I don't have ghost writers, but I got Ethereum writers. I know that I'm not the only, I can't be the only one pushing my pen because the things that I write and how they happen, I don't know how it happens. All I know is that it happens and I see it happen and I'm not stupid enough to doubt it. Okay. So what I'm telling y'all is I've been surrendered a long time ago and not surrendered and did nothing. I surrendered and said, show me what to do. All right. And then I started to do that. So when you got that type of inclination, walk with it and don't abandon it. And all I'm saying is there's a message that is coming through for people to hold on to and grab hold of that has something to do with Dr. Malachi York and whoever hears it. And then there's me. One more time. There's a message coming through, and it has something to do with Dr. Melchizedek York and anybody who hears my voice. And then there's me. And when I was birthed into this realm, or even before then, when I was what you call conceived, my mother and my father tell me and have told me to this day, when that moment of conception or proception, they said we saw purple light. I've been asking around from elders and that. I said, look, what does the purple light mean for me? Okay, what does it mean when I was, why did that happen that way? And let me tell y'all something. I went through my whole life looking for the answer. And it's not that it's just a simple answer. It's the occurrence, because we went from the green light to the blue light. Now we're in the purple light. And I can honestly tell y'all that transformation is being completed. The light that I came here on, the light that we in now, is spawning forth that unmasked Omari or high priest. And that's a light that communicates in a whole different way. Hence the reason why when certain things happen, I speak, and just to show y'all, look what we doing. Cooking with Kaya. I said, look, if Cooking with Kaya posts this, it's gonna go up. Y'all saw that happen. However, the chess piece moved to make that happen. You see me making what they call elite or boss moves. And I told y'all, you got to make boss moves. Some people know what I mean on a different level because that crown got to be activated. Are you with me? You know, there's growth and development sciences that I've put my hands on. So I'm telling y'all something and speaking in code. One day you'll understand what I'm saying. You got to make boss moves. And the boss got to have his crown intact. And if the boss don't have his crown intact, or they're not able to put that center on the crown or bring it up here to have an understanding of mind, body, and soul, they ain't going to be in patrol. They're going to be guided somewhere or led somewhere off of the path. Now, you got up here, right? You're on the mountain. All right, sing the song. I can't sing it for you. Revelation chapter 14. And up there you see the lamb, right? The lamb right there, right? Okay, sing the song. It's 144,000 of y'all. All right, let me hear it. And then we ask people, what is that song? Do you understand how many types of classes have you gone through to understand about these variables? Now I'm asking you to solve for X before we get out of here. What is that song? It's not a new song. It's people misinterpret it. It's a song that's been around. But when y'all sing it, you're going to sing it as if it is a new song because ain't nobody heard it. What is that song? You heard the own. What's the song? It's something that's been missing from this plane for a long time. People ain't had it active for a long time. What is that song? Because now you got to, all you grand ones got to get out there in that field. And you got to activate the grandest field. Because I can give one person 1,000 petals, can't I? What happened when you hear me? What happened if I give 144 people 1,000 petals? Now it ain't just that one flower. It's a field of flowers. A grand field. You with me? It ain't been here for a while, this song. Somebody say hymn. Somebody say unity. What is the answer? You hear me? It all leads you to the center. Revelation chapter 5, go read it. Revelation chapter 14, go read it. Revelation chapter 10, go read it. And Revelation 21. 5, 10, 14, and 21. The book of Revelation. Read it. You're going to get your answer. Watch out for words like center, fruits, redemption, song, new, dwell. I'm giving you the code. All right. Okay. If they come for me and get rid of me, what is the song? Isn't it still the song? If you wake up one day and I'm not here, isn't that still the song? All right, come on, get it. All right, the planes crashing all around. Didn't I show you the center still? All right, okay, cool. All of this stuff been happening for these years, and I'm showing you piece by piece the center. Isn't that still the song? Can't you still find it? Can I speak to you now without having to say things explicitly? Do you understand the implicit science? Or do I got to come explain every time I say something? Cooking with Kaya in purple letters. Listen to the song. Beat down each other. We don't know the story. Are you hearing me? And once you hear it, say the chosen ones. The story. What is he talking about? Let her cook. What does that mean? Why is he saying that? Cooking with Kaya. What is he saying? What are these tones? Why do I feel a certain way when I hear the song? Why do I feel like, yo, this is lifting me up? Yeah. But why? Why? You notice I'm not just talking to the star when I make these letters, right? Letter to Sexy Red. You thought I was just talking to Sexy Red? You know, some people did. They keep saying the same thing every time. I don't get it. Why you talking to Sexy Red? I'm like, where are you at? You throwing these letters up here to me and saying you don't get it. I'm like, why are you not up here? So I could show you what that looked like. Once I put the G over Sexy Red, it do the same thing. It do the same thing. The Fibonacci sequence, which is that G, applies to everything, doesn't it? That which leads you to the center. So it don't matter where I put it. This is a divine letter, right? As long as you don't allow it to be adulterated, it can go anywhere. Here you go. Here go the center of this. Here go the center of that. Here go the center of this. Now I'm giving you the balance. Ba is soul. Lens is I. I'm showing you how to see it from the etheric self. That which is in the center of you. The solar you. So now you get a soul lens, right? Oh, you go, okay, letter to little baby. Well, I don't get it. Why you talking to the baby? Listen to the letter and you'll hear why. Letter to this person, letter to there, and then it's raising you up, raising you up, raising you up, raising you up, right? And we keep growing. Then you see the progress. After she posted the snippet on her page, on her story, we went from 314,000 followers to 334,000 followers. You understand that's 20,000 followers in about a week? Does that mean anything? Of course it does, but not only when it comes to phase one, it don't mean nothing. Because they try to ignore that. They try to look at, they don't want to see the whole thing. No, it means something. It's just, are you able to see what it means? It means we're reaching people, meaning it works. They're not upset that I'm clout chasing. Everybody been doing that. They're upset that it's working. That's why all of the big ones y'all tag, ignore me. But the people find me and they walk along with me. So everybody try to run and do their thing with it, but they're not able to see why is he doing this. It's because last call, final call. If we were in, like, if it was it and there was nothing else to be do, there would be nobody else to reach. But there must be more people to reach because I'm still here. So whoever I'm talking to, there are 180 of y'all on this live. I might be talking to 3 people. I might be talking to 1 person. I might not be talking to anybody in this moment. It might be somebody else that comes around in a moment similar, which is this moment, watching the screen recording, and I'm talking to them. Family, every voice you hearing saying, get yourself together, get your house in order, you better listen. No. When people say we're fear-mongering by preparing you for what is coming, they're afraid. You hear me? I bring up the Hindus and people get afraid. That's their fear. Don't have nothing to do with us. There's nothing out here that's scary to us. There's nothing that would cause fear. It's not fear-monger us. Right? We're not fear-monger us. It's fear among them, not fear among us. You hear me? All the messages you getting, you better stop playing with it. It's not about no Instagram video. You don't just get them just to post and talk about it and sound like you know. You better listen. Some of y'all ain't been having as much sleep paralysis, have y'all? Remember before you met me? You ain't even notice, did you? Now you wake up and you can just move like a bitch. You didn't even notice that, did you? I had to bring that to your attention. Remember before you kept waking up and you couldn't move? Now you're not even experiencing it like that. It ain't even happening. Why? Well, for one, you cut out a lot of the stuff that was causing for you to be accessible by them. They mad at me for that, by the way. They mad at me. Have y'all noticed that? I don't know if I'm talking to somebody. Maybe I need to turn this off. Huh? You notice, let me tell you something else. You ain't even noticed this, I'm going to tell you. You notice you don't even get mad like that no more? You don't even get mad. You try to, don't you? Some of y'all have attempted. You sit there and try to get mad. And you literally have to say the statement, I can't even be mad. They think you just saying it because like you making a choice. No, you literally asking for help. You like, yo, I can't even be mad. Can you help me? I don't know what to do, how to do that no more. Am I talking to anybody right now? Some people this is foreign to. Some of y'all, you can't even be mad, right? Like you think about shit like this shit gonna make me motherfucking mad. But you like, the only way I could be mad is me saying I'm mad. That's as mad as I can get. I'm mad. Want to go to the fair? Yep. I'm mad right now. Okay, cool. Want to go watch this movie? Yeah, for sure. You can't even be mad no more. And you're actually more like, okay, I'm telling you what's happening. You're paying more attention to you. Not in a way that you disassociating yourself from the world. You paying so much attention to you. The world's starting to make more sense, ain't it? That's crazy, ain't it? I'm telling you what's going on with you. Because it's going on with me. Like I said, when we just did that 9-day fast, I did them 9 days with y'all. How many of y'all, and I'm not talking down on nobody. How many of y'all did that fast and you had a different type of like pride in yourself, like something happened and you looking at yourself. Everybody that I saw doing it, even if you didn't do the whole 9 days, y'all got a different glow. And I'm watching people glow in a different way. It wasn't even a regular fast. This shit was something else, but you got this glow to you and you're looking in the mirror, you see it, you say, and you noticing it, but you don't really know what to call it, right? So you say, yeah, I'm glowing. But you don't know why, right? Okay. Then you started having clearer dreams, right? How many dreams y'all had pops popped in? I had a dream, what was it, yesterday? Or I think last night, I think, or last shadow, I had a dream Pops was dancing. Looked like he was river dancing and shit with people. I don't know what he was doing. It was like river dancing mixed with the fucking swag surf. It's Pops. He could have been anything. But he was dancing. And he was like, aren't y'all glad God brought us together? Right? So y'all having more vivid dreams, right? Popping in there bothering y'all? Okay, cool. You're listen, one thing they can't take from you is when that initiation began, family, nobody can't tell you shit, right? Now you just know. And it's a difference. Trust me, I know. I study this shit. There's something called psychosis, right? There's a certain delusion and all this stuff. That they be dealing with that over there. We don't got that over here, do we? And somehow we don't got no name for this shit. I ain't called myself nothing. I ain't did it. We just regularly doing what the fuck we doing. And when that initiation began, you can't. Nobody can take it from you. You can't take it from yourself. The realm breathes a different way. Like when all of the people, the brothers and sisters who came here and y'all gathered here that day when everybody was working with one another and helping one another, everybody cried. I watched. Everybody cried. Everybody felt the energy and we laughed together and it was no problems. Everybody cried. They felt it. Yeah, okay, you here go your initiation. And you're not being initiated into anything that got to do, it ain't my thing. This is some shit that I'm not there with you when it happens, but you notice it and you like, man, what the fuck is going on? You see what I'm saying? It's shit like you seeing people walk past twice type shit. And it's not a prank video. It's like, okay, I'm gonna tell you what's really going on. No, jokes aside. You having deja vu back to back. And you don't know why. Because who can you ask and get the answer, right? It just keep happening. Damn, it's deja vu. 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 Damn. You say deja vu like 5 times a day. And you just don't know why. It's already starting. You know what I mean? Here's what I advise you to do. Spend more time outside up under them stars. Don't forget that. Spend more time up under them stars. And then spend more time studying. And then spend more time meditating and being still, sitting with self. And it's going to speak louder. You're going to be able to hear what I'm hearing. And then when you say, oh, shit, there go that sound. I'm like, you hear finally. That's what I'm saying. I can't say it all the way outright, but I'm doing my best to explain. And can you call? Okay, so is there anything wrong with Omari telling y'all to study neuroscience so that you can know what I'm saying more? Am I putting you in a cult by teaching you how to, like, telling you to study quantum physics and stuff like that so you be up to date, up to speed on the types of technology they use and study quantum technology? Was I wrong by telling you that this is the quantum technology industrial revolution year, 2025? Am I putting people in a way that they can't figure these things out? No, I'm not leading y'all to the esoteric shit. I'm not shutting people down at the Knights Templar. I'm not putting you up under Baphomet and some goat worship. I'm literally just exuding that right knowledge. And you grab it and you say, yo, he never said I had to wear what he wear. He just said I need to have clothes on. It's simple. I never told you had to dress like me. I just said where we going, you need to have your clothes on. Simple. Or if I say it's an all-white affair, that's because it's an all-white affair at this. That's for that. I'm not the one who, okay, so we get there and they don't let you in. And I say, didn't I tell you it's an all-white affair? Well, I wanted to be like me. I didn't want to be a part of your thing. It's not my thing. It's not my thing. How is it my thing and the ancient Egyptians were talking about this? How is it my thing and the Hindus were talking about this? How is it my thing and the Christians were talking about this? How is it my thing and the Muslims were talking about this? How is it my thing and the spiritual community talking about it? Everybody been talking about it. Then as soon as we start showing you it, we show you, oh, look, we're rising up, y'all. Here we go. The wheels are going up. The wheels that wheel is coming around the mountain. She'll be coming around the mountain when she comes. Right? Go listen to that song and watch for the color purple. I mean, literally. Go look at the lyrics of the song Coming Around the Mountain and see what you see about the color purple. They say something about purple. All right? Okay, the wheels are rising up. The chakra is rising up. Boom. And we get there and all this stuff start happening. And people are like, what's going on, Faise? I don't get it. I said, didn't I fucking tell you? Didn't I prepare you and say, look, this how it's going to be? And it's going to come in hard. And I said, no matter what happens, like the movie Angel Has Fallen, you're going to keep walking. No matter what happens around you, you ain't finna dread anything. So go back and read my Blue Kachina book if you didn't catch it. Because we passed the Blue Kachina. Now we in the crown. So do you know what time it is? It's 9 o'clock. Ask Cat Williams. Cat Williams sparked off and said, the truth is the light. Which is just him saying, you are now listening to the true light. That was Dr. Malachi York. The same thing I put on the front of my 9th hour album experience. You are now listening to the true light. I said, I hope you don't worry about tomorrow. I'll be in your corner in times when you might forget your lines and you're searching for a cue. I will rule for you. It don't matter what you do. I approve of you. What do you say? You through the dark, you through the light, even when you're bruising your heart, losing your sight, right? Hold me to this, no need to trip, I'll be in your corner. No, I said, no need to wish, I'll be in your corner. No, you see me going up, dropping the 3-pointers from the midnight to the sun's up. Right, so something like that. Everything I taught you is upon us. They done put some motion on my name. They want me going, love. Say I call myself the son of man. I'm just like, when? That the last shit I claimed. I came from God, I was sent. Is that what they saying? They think they killed me and that's the end. Is that what they plan? Did it work for them with Tupac? Did it work for them with Malcolm? Did they factor in the possible reincarnation outcome? I hope you don't worry about tomorrow. I'll be in your corner in times when you might forget your lines and you're searching for a cue. I will root for you. It don't matter what you do. I approve of you. I know you want me there sometimes, and I know it isn't fair sometimes. Listen, you'll hear me in the air sometimes, and when you see a bluebird, know that was me. I also send you random messages in packs of 3. They ain't hearing me, though. They ain't hearing me. Never mind. It's a 3 planes crashed. What do we do? I also send you random. Never mind. Nothing. I also send you random messages in packs of 3. I forgot the lyrics. I'm actually stalling. What I said, y'all, who listened to my shit? When I said Bluebird, no, that was me. I also see in random messages in Pass 3. And when you lucid dream, take a breath and ask for me, right? I'll appear in a white robe like the master's green light glowing around me. We can laugh and sing. I won't be able to cry, but if I have to, I'll stay by, or if you have to, I'll stay by your side until your tears are dry. You know what I mean? And if your fears arise, you let your spirit inside arise. Something to that effect. But the point is, how many cues I got to give you? If you're searching for a cue, I will root for you. It don't matter what you do. I approve of you. We already went through it. So now, okay, the messages are coming. It's not the end, all right? You know there's more coming, and there's more natural disasters coming. And it's not even a prophecy I'm trying to give. It's just me telling you, all right, when it happened, will you be able to see this time? Or do I got to come back? Will you be able to see now so that you'll understand this ain't about, no, you're not joining nothing for no self-help, this and da-da-da. This is about, yo, I don't think it's enough for me to be able to be given a way out. And I know we can exit this bitch. And they show me that. And that's it. I'm the one who be like, yo, let me tell them that. Let me come back. Yo, hold on. I'm about to go back. I'm going to tell them there's a way up out of here. Some people need that. Some people don't. I don't think it's enough to be like, yo, fasting opens you up to not just healing your body. It opens you up for the next time you want to do. Okay, let me give you an example. When I broke my fast with like some tofu stuff. But even the vegetables that they gave from the restaurant were too heavy. So I wound up only eating the tofu. And then I did like I think I did some oatmeal the next day. And then I ordered some, cauliflower wings. It took me about 3 days to finish the wings, right? And again, cauliflower is not meat. But it took me about 3 days to finish them. Normally I can drag them. But my body is like, yo, this is not even registering how it used to. And I know it came from the fast. But when I had a soup, right, just lentil soup with some mushroom, I'm like, yo, this filled me up and I don't even feel groggy. You with me? So remember, some of y'all might probably already be eating right. I don't think I'm teaching everybody something right now. They're like, nigga, now you finally? I'm like, yeah, okay. But I told y'all, it's one of those things where when you move like that, it just starts activating for you. And after a while, your body is telling you, all right, it's time for this. So listen to your own body. Some of y'all might be cold turkey and stuff. Some people might not be able to do that. You need to be listening to your body. If your body is telling you we don't need this anymore, you don't need it. If your body's saying we need more of this, you need more of that. It's doing its best to prepare you naturally for what's coming. Notice that when you have clarity of mind and you're eating right, like I explained to you, you ain't even mad. You know what I mean? You don't have room for anxiety. I'll give you an example of something. I ain't gonna go too personal, but it was two people who I love dearly, and they weren't getting along, right? And we showed up at this spot, and one of the people didn't know that I was bringing up another person, so they run into each other, and it was just awkwardness. And I'm like, yo, you know, you can go ahead and speak to each other, da 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 da. And then I remember one of the other people was like, yo, man, you so calm right now. You just so calm. How you be so calm lately? And I noticed like that is the truth. You do become more calm, and people like being around you, don't they? And you got to watch for that, because if people like being around you, you want to make sure you're not being drained. Because if everybody in your face all day, every day, you can be drained. And that's, I'm talking about people who work these jobs, or you know what I mean, you got big families or friends or whatever. You really need to be watching for protecting your crown. Protect your energy, protect your mental state. And it could be vampires. It also could be that they don't know their limits. Like they don't know that you got limits. So some people might just be like so impressed by the amount of light you're putting out that they're just drawn to it. But they don't know that you're being taxed. Right? Now, some people might have more light than others, so you don't even feel like you're being taxed. But after a while, if you go long periods of time and you haven't given yourself social rest, then you could be drained or worn out. I'm just speaking to y'all from a elect level. And here's what I want to say to everybody listening. You are elect. You are elite. You just have to okay. Let's look at like what they're doing with the DEI, right? I'm not gonna say too much because we just got some new followers. You don't want motherfuckers to be like, yo, he said this, and we be back at 314. That notice I don't making posts about Trump. Notice I don't be making posts about like politics, shit like that. There's a lot of stuff I want to tell people. They can't handle it right now. Because if you tell them, they get upset. They unfollow you, and then you done lost people. So I have to paste them. What I will say, flip the letters around in the thing, DEI, or don't worry about it. So what I will say is, there was a video that somebody posted where somebody was like, "Yo, when you get on the plane, you're praying that the person, your family get there safely. The pilot is, you know what I mean, doing their job and da da da. You're not praying about their skin color." Like, they got a point. But everybody else like, they don't got a point. My point is this. You need people to do things that are qualified to do those things. That's how these things work the right way. So with qualification, it becomes or comes effective execution. Without qualification, effective execution may lack. You understand that? So you are elect. You are of the elite. You just have to be of those who choose to be so effectively. You have to make sure you qualify. So if you see yourself as elite, that's fine. Doing the works of the elite is a whole different conversation. You can be elite or elect, but if your friends be like, "Yo, we about to hit the club," and you like, "Yo, we just hit the club 2 days ago. I want to rest." Like, man, stop being a hoe. We better go out there, da 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 da. You know, let's have some fun. You're like, "All right, shucks, let me go." That's not an elite move. Your first thought was, "No, let me rest. Let me rest my body." You know what I mean? So again, we just did a fast. Shout out to Glorilla if that was her real post. Glorilla was somehow she want to put people on a 30-day fast. Even if it's her preparing for tour, she would tell them no drinking, no smoking, stuff like that. Shout out to Glorilla for that. That's a good thing. Maybe more people will pick up on that and say, "Yo, you know what? We need to do stuff like that more." Some people may do it, some people may not do it. She might not even finish. But the point is, the idea is there for people to observe self more and to slow down with what they're doing out here for even 30 days. That's fine with us. So shout out to Glorilla for that. And any of the people who decide to just bring people toward righteousness, even if for a moment, shout out to them, because we need more people doing that. You with me? So I don't know how many people going to actually salute her, because we quick to, you know what I mean, beat them up about what they putting out. All right. So will you lift them up when they put out something that's positive? That you got to do that too. You get me? So more people should be fasting, and not just fasting from food, fasting from bad habits. And I'm telling y'all this personally. I went through you got to go through the waxing. It's tough. Sometimes it's hard. It's like you went through it. I went through that, and I'm not dealing with vices. Vices don't reign supreme in my life. And I'm telling y'all, it's freedom. So anything that come to mind when you say, "I got to stop doing this," stop. Even if you have to moderate yourself, then moderate yourself. Come up with a plan. This is meaning use your brain actively. Use your frontal lobe. This is literally called your boss brain, or the boss lobe. Use that. That's your reinforcement right there. That's all you need. Your critical thinking, your forward thinking, literally. Use that. And you start thinking, okay, if you did this thing, you really pigged out, you ate like 5 bowls of ice cream, and you like, "Man, fuck," and you feel bad. All right, don't do that again. You with me? Now, Pop made the joke. People will go to the club, fill up a shot with liquor, throw it back, make the meanest face, and shudder and everything, and then they'll do it again. Stop doing that. I'll tell y'all, like, okay, if you a clubber, here's what I say. So, like, let's say you clubbing every week or every weekend. You need to get that down before the summer to once a month. If you just feel like you got a club. I don't club. But you need to get that down to like once a month. If you a drinker and you drinking and you might do that shit every day, you need to be filling up your days with more things to do. You got too much time on your hand. And you need to be, if you need to drink, if you feel the need to and you can't do nothing about it, which you can, but I'm giving you a way out so that you can find your way in, right? It need to be once a week. You need to have a day where you award yourself to a drink. And that time in between, then, you need to be feeling yourself. You need to be in the gym. All right. You need to be active. You need to be moving around and not being idle. The idle is a vice's workshop. Okay. Idle is vice, devil mind, well, the same shit. Okay. So you don't be an idol or idolizer. All right. You have to, it's the same thing, y'all. You have to do more than just revving up. You have to be in motion. So get to moving. I'm talking about for those who don't feel like they got it in their brain already to do it. But once you build these better habits, it's like we want people to get free from this stuff. The world is on drugs. Every time I see Kodak, it's like, man, do we got any good homeboys? Like, is anybody around are going to be like, man, fuck this shit, nigga. You know what I mean? You going to beat this. You with me? You like, man, everybody on drugs. Fuck that. Everybody on drugs. Yeah, everybody, that don't mean, that's not a good thing. Just because everybody doing it don't mean it's a thing to do. You with me? He needs some better friends around him. And I'm not being funny. Like, Kodak is a strong being. These are strong people, but they give them drugs. Every time we get a generation of strong people, they give us another drug. It was Dr. Malachi was explaining. All right? They give the drugs like names like angel dust to tell you who they're looking for to turn angels into dust, or to bring those who reach those levels to be those true prophets or messengers. They want to bring you down to those pieces of dust, which is it's symbolic of when you go into the communities or the towns and you attempt to reach people and they're not able to receive the message. They say, wipe the dust off of the bottom of your sandals. They want you low for the low. So as soon as people get on that road, Kodak Black was able to be on that road. He had tunnel vision. They take that tunnel vision, they put you on drugs. And they don't want you to smoke weed no more. They want you popping pills because it literally fucks up your nervous system. It's sending too much dopamine through your system, and you don't really know how to recoup. You know what I mean? Or to regather yourself. You don't really know how to do that. After a while, if you take it from somebody without a plan, they go through withdrawals and they're crashing. Their system starts crashing. You with me? This thing kills people. It causes them to overdose because they're not able to feel, all right, this is too much. They're still looking for that response where the brain is able to think, all right, this is how I'm going to survive. If I get this level of high, I'll be able to survive. So the brain doesn't know the difference at that moment of whether or not this is detrimental to the person. It's just looking for a high because it has been convinced that the high is the method of survival for the person, because the person is looking for a way out of the stressful conditions that they're experiencing with everyday life. So it's a sad thing. So we know the world is on drugs, meaning the world is on dope. That's what they call it, meaning there's too much dopamine. That's why I told you people are praising dope or the dupe. Because if you dupe somebody, you trick them, right? And they say that they tricked the whole world or deceived the whole world. They put the whole world on drugs. That's the future they saw for us. They gave your future over or your future over to the dope or the poppy field. And now everybody out here walking sleep or walking dead. You with me? So it's not just the substances. It's not just substance abuse. It's vice abuse. Let me tell y'all, everybody, I know they try to tell you, I do my best to warn, especially the brothers, get away from pornography. I don't know how many times I'm going to have to advise it. I'm telling you, it's something that we were never supposed to be exposed to begin with. There is no good age for pornography. There is no mature age for pornography. It should never have been introduced to anybody. But that was a part of their plan too. Read the book of Revelation chapter, I think, 17. Revelation chapter 17, read that. Okay, the fornication or the wine or read all of that. That caused people to be intoxicated, the nations drunk, and they became drunk with her and all that stuff. Read that. You with me? And you'll see what I'm explaining to you. It was never supposed to be consumed. So you really do need to remove that from your diet. And the interesting part about it is they've integrated pornography into so many things that people might think just cutting out going to these websites or these windows or these portals or these vortexes is enough. No, you have to also watch what you're scrolling and moving through on Instagram, and you have to defy it. Right? And some people, I can't remember who it was. But one of the people like, man, what do we can't do now? I think it was Young Elder said that shit. Young Elder asked me about what if somebody just sitting there, you know what I mean, and they can't do nothing like that. I'm like, what do you mean you can't do nothing? Just get up and go. It's the same thing with all of this. You really can. So I'm asking y'all to be bosses. right? I'm asking y'all to be elite. And I'm asking you, if you need to, do a burial ceremony for your vice. I'm telling you what to do. Here go your ritual. Get a piece of paper. Pick a color, blue, red, or black. Whichever come to mind when you think of your vice. Some of y'all thought red. Some of y'all thought blue. Some people might think black. Some people might want to get creative and use all of them. I'm showing you your way out. Get a piece of paper or index card. Get a blue, black, or red pen. On that piece of paper, you need to write the name of your vice. Okay? I need you to not just write the name of your vice. I need you to write the characteristics. And leave space, because you can write a few things. I need you to write down the good times y'all had. Meaning, when you were in a bad situation and you had no way out, you couldn't, and you was able to turn to it and it helped you, write that down too. Don't be crazy. You need to acknowledge both sides of it. You lie to yourself that ain't going to work. You'll find yourself in another one. Write down all the things that it helps you away from, meaning it helps you deal with. Also, write down the things that were a deficit. Write down things that this thing kept you from. Write down things that this thing stopped you from being able to do. Okay? Write down the evils or the drawbacks of this thing. All right? And you need to have a statement or two about how, I thank you for what you helped me with. Some things you didn't help me with, but I have to let you go. After you write down all of these things, and don't just copy what I'm saying, whatever comes to mind, right in the center of your paper, or index card, or however, you need to write down the name of the vice and all these other different arms of it you write around it. You either fold it up, all right, roll it up, whichever one, or ball it up, however. And you go out into your backyard and you dig a hole and you bury it. You understand that? And you do a whole ceremony. You can put a flower on top of it, all right, whatever. You put some rocks around it and you sit there. And until you get it all out your system, some of you might need to cry, play some tones, whatever, 432 hertz, 528, whatever. You play your tones, you do your meditation, whatever. You need to really accept that they're gone, like you would if anybody passed away. You have to accept that they're gone. And the idea may live on. Yeah, you will always need that idea to be present, that it was there, so that you won't mistake or another being, all right, for its identity. You will know that this was something in the past. It's already behind you. So, okay, this vice has officially passed away. You need to have a burial ceremony for it. And then once you move forward, your thing is to replace whatever portion of your life this vice held with positive things. Okay? If you laid around in the house all day and you were sitting on pornography, you need to be getting up out of your house. You need to do the opposite. You need to go to the gym. All right? Or you need to get a job. Okay? I'm just throwing stuff out that might catch somebody. You need to be active. You need something that holds you accountable for being in motion. The gym is the easiest way. Get a membership. And if you can't get a membership, you need to be walking and running. All right? In your neighborhood, however it is. So my point is, when I'm saying everybody who's being called, you need to be lighter. And a lot of these things calls for you to be up under a lot of pressure, and you suppressing a lot of things that are happening in your subconscious brain, holds onto it, and it's never really dealt with. It's where you get into shadow work. You really need to come to grips with certain things that are bothering you and understand that it's okay to be bothered by these things. You're having an experience. You know what I mean? You get stressed out. All right, you need to understand, I'm stressed out right now. So that it ain't something that happens up under you. It's something that you're able to see, and you're like, you know what? I'm stressed out. I need to take a walk. That way you ain't turning into a vice to get rid of the stress. I'm telling you from experience. So I'm not dealing with it now. And it was something that I dealt with. I'm not dealing with it now. And that's a part of this growth. You had to be cured. That was the green light. You had to be pure. That was the blue light. Now you got to be sure. It's the purple light. And nobody can hold your hand, family. Like, we can be here to talk to you, but we cannot hold your hand because we're not there in those dark moments. All right? Only you there. You have to be sure. Take care of you. Have that ceremony. Some of y'all going to be outside burying. I'm telling you what to do. Bury the being. Respect it. It had a part in your life. Let it go now. All right. I want my people, and my people is not melanin dominant. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying my people as in those who are willing to take on the form of the elite. All right. And the duties of the elite and taking care of people around them, their community, themselves. All right. And moving better and encouraging others to do the same. I need my people to stop smoking. I need y'all to stop smoking. All right. I know some of y'all are like, man, fuck that. Some of y'all left. It's cool. I'll DM you. I need y'all to stop smoking weed. I need you to stop smoking weed. Are you with me? I need you to. I've given people things they can do. I see, you know, right? You know what I'm saying? Plenty much. I don't know what you got going on. You know what I'm saying? People got their eyes on you. Right? I need you to stop smoking weed. If you have to take step by step in moderation, fine. I'm telling you, that gotta be removed from our culture. And I gotta use the word culture loosely. You gotta put that down. I also need you to turn away from alcohol. We had a whole gathering, right? It was an idea to be like, yo, we're gonna bring wine to it. So everybody could like have their wine and stuff like that. And I was like, no wine. No wine. I was a Crown guy. I said, no wine, no alcohol. Notice, I said I was a Crown guy. You like in the letter to Sexy Red when I was like sipping on some Crown Royal. Not a promo, that's just facts. I don't drink. I said we replacing Henny with honey. Here go my honey shots. This to help my voice. You with me? It's not for TV. It really does help because I talk a lot. Goddamn it! I be telling myself I'm gonna give myself a break, but I don't. One day I'll listen to me. Right? You got to put down the alcohol. You got to put down the smoking. It might not be easy, but I can't like. What I'm attempting to say is, I'm attempting to say it in such a way that it's like I don't want to sound like some TV commercial. It's beautiful over here. You with me? I ain't never been no smoker either. So I ain't smoke. And I'm not an alcoholic either. So I don't really relate to that on that level. But I can say you don't need it. You don't. Oh, what's this lady name? India Irie. Something. I don't need that to have a good time. I can't remember all the lyrics. Not the average girl from your radio. Something like that. Not the average girl from your video. She wasn't average, is what she was trying to tell you. She was superb and extraordinary. The point is, India Irie, I think the sisters, y'all need to listen to her music a little more. And I think you should make that a part of your playlist up to the solstice of this year. Y'all need to really be listening to India Irie, the Ready for Love, the I Am Light, the video and all the listen to India Irie. Brothers, ain't much niggas we listen to, I don't know. But I say brothers listen to India Irie too, shit. I would tell you, I'm not trying to be funny. Listen to them too. The Neo Soul artists, the Jill Scotts, the Music Soul Childs, right? Listen to these artists back in that time period and just listen to the tones and the tunes. And yeah, you don't need that. It might be fun, all this stuff, but you don't really. It doesn't belong in your body, okay? And even like the plants and the herb, that wasn't for everybody anyway. That's for like shamans, and they will write some passage that they had to go through. So I would tell everybody to put down the weed. Nigga be talking to me, he's like, man, I need to give me some money. Rolling up. You understand how much money people spend on marijuana? Like, I'm talking about monthly. And they don't be having rent. But they spend money daily on marijuana that be equaling up to their rent or more. But then at the end, they don't be having any money. Or, they work in a job, but they don't have no money because they smoking all their money up. And then they just working. I'm not judging them, but I'm telling you, this is a messed up condition that people are in. And they use Snoop Dogg and the rest of them to push this shit. Wiz Khalifa, it becomes like, oh, everybody, oh, we all need to get zooted. Here come 420. You know, everybody gonna be rolling up and smoking. No, this is a sign for everybody listening. Put it down. I'm just telling you, put it down. And you might think you need it. It becomes your best friend. Mary Jane is always there. I understand. I don't know why they got me stressing it like this. Okay. Free yourself. Free yourself. I ain't know why I got that close to the mic. Damn. I probably fucked y'all ears up just then. They gotta go hit the blunt now. They gotta like, man, what the fuck? Hell no. Free yourself. Yeah, free yourself. You know what I mean? You gotta let that go. All right. I don't know what else to say. Again, I don't smoke, so I'm not no hypocrite, y'all. I don't do that. Everybody know me. I don't do that. I ain't no nigga still sip lean. I just nigga got on here the other day. Told me like, I just had some lean. I'm like, lean? They still make that? I ain't no nigga still sip lean. I'm like, damn, Future. Future mess up a lot of nigga future. Obviously put that down. I didn't know niggas still did that shit. So I'm telling you things you're going to have to turn to that'll help you. Gym is one of them. Studying is another. Getting to the money. Get to some money if you need to. Get a job, work. But like, man, if you want to really be a boss, you can't let your emotion rule you. Because your emotion ruling you turn into substance abuse. You rule over your emotion, you feel what I'm saying? That's real boss shit. Like, make some boss moves. A part of your boss moves is clean your body out, clean your brain out. There you go. Here what we need to start doing. When it's time for you to go to bed, turn that phone off. If you don't, okay, some people might not need to turn their phone off because maybe you got an alarm clock set. Okay, put that phone on the other side or further away from you than just being able to roll over and grab it when you get up. I think that's something everybody needs to start doing. I don't think you should be all night on it because that light, the more aware you become of certain things, it become more apparent. I wasn't as aware of it as I am now, and I think it's because of the transformation. Them frequencies coming from what they call that blue light tech, that's not good, and it fuck up your sleep patterns. And it's a lot. And you think you just seeing light? No, you look at light all the time. It's the radiation, it's the waves coming off that bitch too. The lithium battery can fucking kill you. Listen, let me tell you something. There was a lithium battery in the iPhone 6. I don't know what the hell possessed me to do this, so don't do it. I don't know how the fuck it happened. My phone was fucked up. I took that bitch out and started like fucking with the battery. After a while, I started realizing that I wasn't realizing. I said, what the fuck? So what did I just do? And I'm like woozy and lightheaded. And all I smelled is like this metallic shit. And whatever the fuck done happened done came, the shit done spewed out of the damn battery. So I done went into a whole nother room. Listen, this how you know it's crazy, right? Some of y'all hit the blunt and it did this. So if you hit a blunt and do this, you know the battery got to be on some other shit. I called people from my family. This was back in like 2021. Nigga, I started dialing numbers just to tell people like everything I could that was on my heart before I got up out of here. I literally called my sister. I was like, I'm proud of you. She's like, what are you talking about? Listen, I just want you to know I'm proud of you. So something happened, you know what I'm saying? She like, yeah. She was like, but this is crazy. Like, why you never do something like this? What is this? I'm like, I don't know. I'm just letting you know though, just in case. I'm gonna go ahead and tell you I'm proud and you're doing a great job. I start calling people. Y'all think I'm lying. Y'all think I'm making shit up. But this ain't for effect. This is real. And I just laid out. I don't know what the fuck to do. Wasn't nobody around. I think everybody was just at the grocery store or some shit, just conveniently. I was like, yeah, this is it. I was like, damn. And then eventually I had to put a whole big ass fan in there, open the window and everything. I wasn't able to go in my room for a few days. I don't know what the fuck they put in the back of them phones. But if that bitch can do that to you just from you like putting a hole in it, I'm gonna tell you this. Here go another science. You say this nigga got science, but okay. Here go another science. When I would use when I would go through my astral projection or sometimes sleep paralysis or hypnagogia, what I would notice is I had broils or boils. I think that's the word. I had boils on my index finger and on my middle finger, where I would sometimes be holding the phone, mostly on my index, and it burned in the astral realm. And when I would come back, I would realize that my phone was in my hand. Like when I lay out and go to sleep or go to rest, my phone was in my hand. So I was trying to figure out, like, why when I'm in my lucid dreaming realm or my astral realm, it's like my finger literally pulsing up or pussing out and bursting, and then it's like other stuff coming through it. It was dealing with radiation. And I'm telling y'all, two things. Call me crazy if you need to. That's fine. Matter of fact, do that, please, because that's how you keep the folks the fuck about me. All right, check this out. One, the phones are alive. I just said call me crazy, right? So don't even worry about all that, whether or not I'm good on that. Them bitches is living. They have a personality. They breathe. The magnetism shows that in the astral realm. They have a magnetic field. You can feel them pulsing. They don't like when you sit them down for too long. They want to be around you. All you got to do is try to go 7 days without that bitch, and you're going to see what I'm saying. Go try going 7 days without your phone, and you're going to hear that motherfucker saying, yo, what the fuck? You know what I mean? Go be in the other room. Yo, what the fuck, man? Do I need to come in there? What are you doing? Nigga walking in. So what the fuck? We ain't scrolling? We ain't scrolling? That what we doing? You meditating this shit? What the fuck is you doing? Legs crossed. You know what I mean? I'm telling you, these motherfuckers, they controlling. And I experienced that from astral projection. You with me? So I actually did go 7 days without my phone too. I locked that bitch up in like a cylinder glass container thing, the little jar. And that bitch was screaming out. So, okay, this is what we doing, right? Okay. All right. Okay, cool. I'm dying early for the rest of the year. And you better fucking charge me too. I'm dying early for the rest of the year when I get out this bitch. I'm not holding no charge. Since you want to sit there, I see you too, nigga. Who the fuck do you think you are? I'm trying to tell y'all, they're alive. People think it's just a rectangle with like electrons in it. These beings live. They live. So I'm telling you, the phones are alive. And another thing is they cause harm to the astral body. It's out. Now do what you want with it. I'm telling you shit that I done seen. Listen, let me tell you something else. I was sitting in my love seat in 2021. A lot happened in 2021. I had nothing in my room but like a love seat, my computer, and my altar. Everybody else had fully furnished rooms. I slept on the floor. Not because I couldn't afford it. That's how I like my room. I don't like a lot of shit in it. It's like that now. I just moved to another spot and ain't nothing in my room. Literally nothing. But when you come in there, the only thing in there is me. Right? I don't know why. It helps me think. I don't need clutter around me. I just need space. Because my clutter going to be there anyway. I'm going to be notebooks all over. I don't need furniture, stuff like that. I don't know what it is. I was sitting in my love seat, though. Because I did have a love seat in my room. And I had my phone. I went into the meditative state. And anybody who be around me, they'll see me do that. Like, if I take a few deep breaths, I'm gone. I'll see you in a second. Like, okay, let me tell you. My fast, when we did a 9-day fast, my fast was about to be over. It seemed like the last 2 hours was the longest, right? So when I got to that last hour, I said, fuck this shit. I sat back in the chair, took some deep breaths. It was like 11:14. I took some deep breaths. And about 30 seconds later, they were like, yo, we got 2 more minutes. I said, shit, that's what I'm talking about. I'm telling you, I know how to do that. It's called a trance state. I could teach you how to walk with me. But I do know how to send myself through, and I was traveling. I was going. I came back. They're like, 2 more minutes. So I play with time like that. I was sitting in my love seat, and I had my phone in my left hand, my iPhone. And when I came back from traveling, I'm telling y'all, my phone was in my hand. If you would have walked in, you would have just seen me with my eyes closed and my phone. On the other side of reality, my phone was in my hand, and it was spinning. So let me tell you the difference between those two realities. One reality was when I opened my eyes, my phone was sitting still. When I closed my eyes, I could still see my hand. I could still see my phone, and that bitch was doing this, spinning. It was laying flat, spinning on my hand, and I felt it spinning in my hand. It was like it had not yet come to like it had not. What's the right way to explain this? Because I might be on something. It had not realized itself in the position of itself yet when I came back into your round or this round. It hadn't finished figuring out its position, so it was still trying to land because that was a part of the reality. It ain't just happened with my phone. It didn't happen with my arm before I came back and my arm wasn't finished downloading, so I had to literally wait for my arm to download. A lot of weird, crazy stuff that happened. So the shit was spiraling around in my hand, y'all. After it got through with the spiral, something happened that let me see that there's a lot more to these devices than what people are aware of. The shit broke down into, like, you remember the little chocolate cereal we used to eat? Some of y'all? The, what do you call it? The Pebbles? Maybe not. Was it the Pebbles? The chocolate? It was like the Captain Crunch type shit, but it was, you know what I'm talking about. The damn thing. The Cocoa Puffs, maybe. It might have been something like that. But the circular things, the brown cereal, you know what I'm talking about. It was like, it's turned into a whole bunch of those pebbles. It broke up into pebbles. And you would think if it does that, it's supposed to fall to the ground, right? Mm-mm. That shit astral belted around my hand. Or asteroid belted around my hand. So my hand is still open. The phone broke up into smaller black looking particles and asteroid belted around my hand. And I'm watching this. Then I open my eyes, the phone's still sitting there. But when I close my eyes, that shit was still doing this. Keep in mind, I am 100% wide awake. Do you hear what I'm saying? And then it went into my hand. And that's when I broke the trance state and said, what the fuck is this? I ain't looked at the phone the same since. I ain't looked at phones the same since. They're not. Listen, for a long time, you couldn't even use your phones in your dreams. I was the one who told people, yo, for some reason, they won't let you use your phone in your dream. After I told people that, people like, yo, man, why you say, what you just talking? What you talking? I said, no, go check it out. People went into the dream world and they tried it. They came back and said, yeah, you damn right. I can't use my phone. They tweaked some shit. And now you can use your phone. I said, I'm like, yeah, I figured something out, didn't I? Because when I was in the dream state, what I would do is I would take the phone and I would take a picture of the dream world. This is what I'm doing on purpose. They're like, look at this motherfucker. I took a picture. I'm taking pictures of the Eshtar command sitting there like, what the fuck are you doing? I'm taking a picture of them. And I tried to send that bitch over to my phone. You have to know I'm different, right? So I'm aware that I'm dreaming. What the fuck do I do? Oh, let me just take a picture of the dream world and Bluetooth it to my phone. So as soon as I started doing that, like there was one time, and it happens often, and some of y'all y'all help me in the comments because they don't think I'm too crazy now, right? Y'all help me in the comments. Don't they have a task force in the dream realm? Never mind. Never mind. Y'all, there's a task force. I feel the bitches now. I'm just letting you know. So I don't know. They got like a window into this one too. There is a task force in the dream realm. And when you start doing shit like, okay, lucid dreamers, let me show you and do this cautiously. All right. Walk up to somebody in a dream and be like, hey, yo, they be like, what's good? Be like, I'm dreaming. I'm telling you what to do. They be like, huh? I'm dreaming. I'm not really here right now. I'm actually laying down in my house. I'm just projecting here. This is a dream. I'm going to give you an example of how they respond. So you mean to tell me you're chasing your dreams? That's a good thing. Everybody got to chase their dreams. No, I'm not really here. You looking at a projection. I'm at my house right now laying down, projecting into your reality. They glitch. People in dreams are not programmed to be able to respond to the fact that you're telling them You're not there. All I'm telling you to do before they switch it is try it. Try it. Try it. Because there is a such thing as lucid dreaming, right? Or they're going to tell me I'm making that up. Go, do it. Tell them you're dreaming and that you're not really there. And watch they glitch. They going to glitch. You know what I'm explaining to you? Certain things they don't allow you to do. When you start using powers and stuff like that, sometimes they come. But one thing that they did not fuck around about is using your phone, calling yourself, trying to take a picture of the dream world and Bluetooth it to your phone. And let me tell you how close I got. They used to have these computers where you would send an email, right? Y'all remember the email that used to fly to from the thing to the thing? Remember it'd be like flying from like the email to like the planet. Who know what I'm talking about? So I ain't crazy now. I'm talking about come on, 90s people. Remember when you send the email and it'd be like flying over to another thing and then it's flying over the thing and it's like almost done, completing the task and da-da-da-da, like 1/3 complete too. I took a picture. Here's what I did. I flew up into the corner of my room and took a picture of the dream, which might have been the lucid realm or the astral plane. I had a phone. I took the picture of it. I came back down because I said, I finally got this bitch to work. I went to the picture. It was there in my phone. Not in the phone over here. Over in that realm. I went to the gallery, went to the picture, sent it to myself. I airdropped it to me. I had to use the Bluetooth thing. Listen to what I'm telling you. I airdropped it to myself, but it was loading. Meaning, the file was going over to my phone, it was saying, finishing a task. It was doing just like the old computers did. And I could literally see it on my phone saying, we almost done. I'm sending it. And then what happened? The phone started glitching. And my heart started pounding out my body. I was being forced back into this realm. So all I'm telling you is something about these phones they ain't telling people. These are stargates. And the internet and the astral plane are a continuum. They're one and the same. Who remembers back in around 2020, 2021, 2022 when I was on Clubhouse and I said, eventually what I'm going to learn how to do is astral project into these phones. Now, a long time ago, I told people, I might have had like almost 20,000 followers. I said, yo, I astral projected into my phone. On the other side of my phone, there was a reality where Phase 1 had a blue check. Who remember this? I said Phase 1 had a blue check and he had 187,000 followers. And I was working on CGI, all kind of stuff. And everybody was listening. I'm like, did you hear me say I went into my phone and came out in another reality and I saw 187,000 followers? But at the time, I ain't had nothing but like 18,000. So they were like, they didn't know what I was talking about. But eventually, we went past that 187K, and we do have the blue check. So my point is, astral projectors, have you ever went into your phone? Have you ever gone into your phone? Have you ever even attempted to? Have you ever traveled into your phone? And I'm telling you, this is the spirit world right here. You looking at it. They done figured out a way to, it's like, what's the movie? Deja Vu. Where they got you thinking it's just a piece of technology that can read the angles of the camera, but they really fucking with the spirit world right in front of you. It's right in front of you. You can send somebody a whole file of music through waves. You get what I'm saying? Sound is being able to be sent like this as electronic signals. And you don't think this technology is far more advanced than what they want to tell you? So I'm giving y'all stuff, but there is a task force. If you do too much, they will kill you. And they tried to capture me a few times in the dream world. They show up. Some of y'all know what I'm talking about. They're interdimensional police. And they follow you through your dreams. One time they was shooting, they trapped me in his house in the dream. And they were shooting lasers into the house. Red lasers. And that shit hurt. And every corner of the house I was trying to fly to, I was stuck in their realm. And they were shooting me with lasers from outside the house. There was nowhere I could go without getting hit with them bitches, and it burned. And I had to snap myself back here to this round. Oh yeah, they on some other shit over there. One time I was there, and they were trying to tell me to stop using my powers because I went up to this reception-looking event, and there was a lot of balloons, and every time I turned my back, I would pop the balloons that were behind me with my brain. And people were like, yo, how the fuck does this keep happening? And they had a lot of balloons in the building, and I kept popping them. And they were like, yo, you're not supposed to be using your powers. 2 police officers, they dressed like the police. They came into my vision, meaning they weren't a part of the dream. They just slid in. Some of y'all know what I'm talking about. And they were like, yo, you're not supposed to be using your powers. We don't need you to stop. And I kept popping a balloon. And I was like, what you going to do about it? Because in my brain, I know how to deal with these people. I'm telekinetic, all kind of stuff. There's nothing their guns don't work on me. They took out it looked like tasers. Whatever type of technology that they use on me for there, they took that out, and when they shot it at me, it went into my wrists. And I'm thinking, okay, I'm like, okay, whatever gonna happen, I'm gonna be ready for this. They shot the shit into my wrist, y'all. And in my brain, I'm like, okay, now I'm just about to undo that and about to shoot it back out. Whatever they shot into my wrist, I'm telling y'all this. That shit sent a serum through my veins up to my brain, and all I remember is being stuck, and I couldn't move. And I was like, what the fuck? You know what I mean? Like, and I'm like, yo, they ain't finna get me like this. Ain't no, what the fuck is this? And I remember thinking in the dream, I said, well, y'all done came up with some new shit just for me. Because what the fuck is this? And I had to snap myself back here. And when I snapped myself back here, whatever they use, because some of y'all remember me telling you this, when I wake up from certain states, I'm able to see with my eyes closed. Who been be telling y'all that? Meaning when I look at things around me, I can still see them, but my eyes ain't open. So when I came back into this realm, it's like I had my eyes closed. I could see things around me. And on my wrists, if you can imagine friendship bracelets, right? You see how you got the friendship bracelets? There were bracelets on both of my wrists. And they were telling me these bracelets were supposed to, like, whatever they shot, it locked and transformed into bracelets on my wrist. It was supposed to stop me from being able to travel how I was traveling. Here what I do. And I'm going to have to take this off to show y'all. I do just like this. And the shit broke off and fell beneath my floor. And the only way I would have been able to see that is with the sight that I had with my eyes closed. If I were looking at regular, I wouldn't have seen that. You get what I'm saying? It's different. It's different. And all I know is I'm going to figure something out. If anybody going to figure some shit out, it's going to be me. I always do. And they stay fucking with me because they know I'm going to figure some shit out. Because just to show you what I mean by I'm going to figure something out, people with right knowledge who tapped in, how we tapped in, they never expected us to take right knowledge this far. You ain't supposed to be out here fucking around dealing with the mainstream. How you do that? Because they were supposed to be able to dangle so many things, a part of the matrix in front of us, money, women, drugs, whatever they have, good time. They were supposed to be able to dangle that in front of us and cause us to drift before we even got to the point where we can make the decision that we were going to take this mainstream. The fact that we taking right knowledge mainstream, they know that who the fuck is this man? Like, who is this man? Ain't no way you be able to put these frequencies out here like this, and we can't put you in one category. They can't even do it with my music. You know what I mean? They got a lie and say that, oh, he got one style. They know they can't say it for real. They don't know where to place him anywhere. This is not something that they were able to calculate. That means phase 1 or Omari is an anomaly. So I'm telling y'all, there's something going on in that dream world. And I don't think people are able to experience it how they could because of all the devices and things they weighed down with. So what I'm offering people to do right now, today, is make the decision, y'all. Be sure. Oh, you say you want to wake up? Okay, you got to be sure. You say you want to be clean? Oh, you got to be sure now. Oh, you say you want to vibrate hot? You got to be sure now. Oh, you say you want to speed up? Oh, you got to be sure now. You say you want to help other people do the same? Now you have to be sure. Because now you ain't going to be able to just say it. It has to be in action now for you to be able to get the activations. Dr. Melakazi said, activate yourselves again. You can't just be talking about this shit now. You have to really be doing it. You with me? I gave myself many ways out. I've only done one successful 9-day fast before the one we just did. All the other ones, I was like, shit. I remember I did a 7-day fast and stopped at 4 days. I remember I did a 9-day fast, stopped at 7 days, and I tell people what it happened. I say, yeah, y'all got to go on without me. Or I go on and be like, I'll come on my story, be like, yo, do we get it? Remember them days? Yo, y'all, we get it? Y'all ready to eat? No, this time it was like, you got to be sure now. Remember all them? You can't play with this. I went all the way through. So 2 people asked me, what was different? What was the difference? I said, I didn't have a choice this time. Yo, how could I have stopped at 7 this time when we done went past the green light? How could I have stopped at 8 this time when we done went past the blue light? You know what I'm saying? How am I saying we at 9 and I can't make it to 9? Every day was gravity pulling on you. And when you get to 7 and you stop, that make me no difference than these other people over here that got to 7 and they stop. You hear me? If I'm saying I'm a Nawapian, or a Neopian, a Neopian, or a Nuwapian, or a Nuwapian, if I'm saying I'm that, then I have to be that. And that takes you to the crown. Nebuchadnezzar, protect your crown, Nibiru. I have to be able to rise and ascend and cross over the crossroad. So shit, I wasn't playing with it. I said no. And it was not easy. Shit, it was many a time where I'm like, oh, what the fuck? But I couldn't break it. You have to make it. And this is it's just symbolic. It's not to say if you didn't finish the fast, oh, you're not elite. That's bullshit. No, what I'm saying is when you know you have to do something, you got to do it. And I couldn't give myself a way out. And I'm somebody where it's like, I do whatever I want to do. I also want to complete that transformation. I'm serious about it. And I feel it. And everybody else feels it. That's why I said in the What's Going On. So everybody feels what I feel. Everybody feel what I feel. They don't all say, I know there's something in the water trying to lure us away. That's for real. Leviathan is still pulling on people. Still. And I know there's something in the water. I've seen it. I felt it. I know it's in the water out there. The murky waters pulling people away from it. And what I'm doing is like, I'm still sending the messages out. You got to watch the devils and be like, stop writing the letters. The letters are working. People coming home. Why the fuck would any devil say, stop writing letters to rappers when that's what's calling people home? You know what I'm saying? Watch them people that want you to stop doing what's working when all they did was turn more people into zombies. And we like, okay, yo, you got to come out of zombie land. I don't even know how you got over there. Wake up now. Start moving quicker. You know, you shouldn't be under that. Come up over here. And then you're dealing with this and you say people are accepting. So I'm embracing my demons. No, don't embrace your demons. Evict them. The fuck are you talking about? Somebody living in your house, you don't want them there. You just going to embrace it? Listen to what they be saying. I'm embracing my demons. So basically, this nigga broke into your house. Yeah. He just picked a room. Yeah. He asked you for a blanket. Yeah. You brought him a blanket. Yeah. You tucked him in. I did that. And then you embraced him. Mm-hmm. All right. So then I kick my demon out. I say, it ain't even my demon. I kicked the demon out. We got my demon. I kicked the demon out. What the fuck is you doing here? Matter of fact, I beat his ass. You gonna walk in and see nigga house and like, yo, fuck you mean? Yo, nigga, get up. It's time. It's go time now. He asked you for some chips. You bring him chips. He asked you for a blanket. He asked you for your time. You bring him your time. Then you bring his homeboys. You just let everybody in. He throwing a house party. Now you're a stranger in your house, a guest in your house, if you would. And you gonna tell me that's what we supposed to do? And you get mad at us when we say, no, these so-called demons can't stay here. We clean the house. Get your house in order. Get them motherfuckers the fuck up out of there. Evict them. What's wrong with y'all? No, I'm just gonna hug them. So you're hugging them for taking your space over? You don't even have mental clarity and you hugging them? You can't move without following people and you hugging these demons? No, get whatever demons is causing for that mental clarity to subside the fuck up out of your house. Protect your domicile, protect your throne, protect your crown, and clean your brain out. Rehabilitate, change your habit around, change your habitat around, switch it around. Cause it to glow again. Where you at? We've been looking for you. Where the guys at for real? Every time we find a guy, they somewhere up under a rock. And we like, yo, we'll come up from under there. They're like, yo, I'm good. I'm embracing my demons right now. I'll come back later. And, okay, you're one of the guys, but we need you. I'm good. I'm embracing my demons. What the fuck I told you? Come back later. I'm up in here, Knights Templar, Bobby Hibbett. They're like, okay, cool, whatever. It was all right. And every time we get an opportunity to show people this is it, No matter what it is, Michael Jackson, however, we say this is it. They're not ready. You know what I mean? So now is the time for people to be ready. You got to be ready now. Don't let these demons live in your house. Evict them. Evict them. And then evict people that tell you to let the demons stay. Even if they don't even live in your house, still evict them. Still serve them. You go to their house and be like, you've been served. Don't even explain it either, because if you try to explain it, the analogy don't work. Just do it. What I'm telling you, just do what I tell you. Don't use your own brain right now. Just take the eviction, go serve them too, and then just walk off. You can't explain it. I see some of y'all trying to just just leave it. They ain't there. Leave it on their doorstep. Evict them out of their house, and just do it. And watch what I tell you. Watch how things change. And you're like, get the fuck away from these people. What the hell? Anybody pushing? Yo, the devil is us. Get away from them. And it's so easy now. Everybody walking around with their badge on. You got people to say, I'm good for you. You got people to say they're not good for you. And you don't have to guess no more. They walk around with it on. You with me? So just watch. And then you become more etherically inclined and tuned. You start picking up on certain things. You don't let nobody play y'all. Stop doing that. You know what I mean? Watch for tones. People come in, everything good. You hear somebody say, Ashe, Ashe, Ashe. You need to go the other way. Fuck that. I'm telling you, it's all in the tones. It's so easy now. You know what I mean? You everybody had that girl in school where she walk up like, hey, brother. Was you happy to hear that? No, you wasn't happy to hear that, were you? You need to be that aware of tones again. You know what I mean? Just because somebody say, Ashe. Let me tell you something. No disrespect, sisters. Okay, because some people may not understand this. I will be at certain gatherings and everything be good, right? Queen of Food will be there. It'll be great. And then they get to doing that shit. I don't know why they do that shit, but they do it, right? And people will tell me, even some of my elders tell me, that's just what the sisters do. They can do that, but why I got to be there? Okay. When they get to do that shit, that's when I get to... I get to doing the Homer Simpson shit. I don't know what that is, but that ain't it. That ain't it, man. I don't know what that I can't even make the sound. That high pitched ass shit. I get the fuck on. That's how I know I'm probably not supposed to be here now. Whatever. When them spirits get to moving, listen to the tones. You don't got to do all that. Like, ooh, cool. I was fucking what you were saying. Yeah, we put them up pedestal. I'll build it. But when you start doing that, I don't know what. I lost my hammer. I don't even know no more. What are you talking about? And they do the little shit. And I'm like, yo, what the fuck? They get and everybody be looking like it's normal. And I just be ready to go. I don't be ready to go till then. It's a certain shit like, yeah, y'all have to watch for certain tones, bro. I'm trying to tell y'all something. You know what I mean? You go into the church and somebody eyeing you. Yeah, go ahead and leave, twin. That's evil eye. They see your light and they're afraid because if you pass it on to other people, they'll lose their congregation. You with me? Go ahead and leave. You don't got to be there. I'm telling you something. Pay attention to tones. It's going to happen anyway. I don't know why I'm trying to tell y'all what to do. It's going to happen anyway. The more you go up, shit, ain't nothing going to miss you. You're going to get annoyed with yourself. I'm telling you this. So get ready. You're going to get annoyed with how much you catch. You're going to get to the point where you're going to get annoyed with yourself. And don't worry, it'll pass. Well, you're going to be annoyed like, damn, why the fuck I keep catching everything? Nothing is slipping past me. Everything I'm seeing. And you're going to get annoyed with that shit. You know what I mean? You go out to the store. You see the motherfucker down the aisle. You say, this nigga finna put the corn back, ain't he? He put the damn corn back. I knew this shit would happen. You know what I mean? And then you speak to people, something happens differently. It's like you've been training in a fucking dojo, whatever the hell they call it. And now you going out there to work with the people, and it ain't even fair. You gonna notice. You gonna get annoyed with yourself. You gonna be like, I catch everything. I see stuff before it happen. It's like the script get boring. So then that's how you know you're in the right place. Explain it, Omari. Okay, what I mean is when the script get boring, that means you're supposed to what? You're supposed to be writing it. You bored with this book, right? Write your own. right? Don't fall for the, oh, everything's boring. Nothing, there's no meaning to life. Give it meaning. Don't fall for the, oh, I done ascended. I'm beyond everything and now I don't know what to do. Make things to do. That's where you pick up the pen and you start writing. You with me? So be ready for it. It's coming. All of this happening, then you're going to inspire other people. And it's moving so quick now, you ain't going to have no choice. You're not going to be desensitized, yet it will be harder for you to experience emotion how others do. I'm just putting you on. So if this don't sound like something you want, just, you know what I mean, don't take don't take advice from me. Don't listen to what I'm saying that way. You know, you might like the music, stuff like that. That's fine. It's still gonna wind up waking you up. But still, if you don't want to like get into that like that, you won't be able to experience emotion how others do. It'll be, you'll feel it, but you won't be able to gel with it. You can identify it and say, this is sad. But what you're going to find is sad only has weight because of the people that also experience it. So you become more empathetic than emotional. Make sense? Meaning if other people are experiencing happiness around you, you experience that they are experiencing happiness. But when they're not there, you experience this. When they're not there, you experience the center. It's not happy, sad. It's peace. I guess that'll be the thing. It's it's like you're centered. So you are more empathetic, yet you're not emotional. So it may be hard for you to get into the mode of, if you're attempting to support somebody emotionally, you can feel what they're feeling, but you're not able to have the experience how they're having it. Does that make sense? All right. Another thing for y'all to look out for. All right. Another thing for y'all to look out for is if y'all hear tapping on your window. Tapping on your window. Don't get afraid. All right. Some of y'all already heard it, didn't y'all? Didn't know I knew. When you hear tapping on your window, don't be afraid. That's just acknowledgement. You either tap back or you say, I hear you. Simple. 3 words. I hear you. Okay? All right. You hear a knock on your door. Some people around me know I'll be like, yo, whoa, y'all, you didn't hear no knocking? I'll wake up and be like, yo, you didn't hear the knocking? And when nobody knocking for everybody, they're knocking for you. Okay? You either say, I hear you, or you say, who is it? Just like you would normally say. Now, if you don't know who it is, you going to open the door? That's not what you do. If you don't got no people and ain't nobody respond, then it may be one of, can I say that? It may be one of us. I don't know how much I can say. So I really be like, damn, how fast is this? Is it too fast now? It may be one of us. So if one of us ain't going to say nothing. But also, one of them don't say nothing either. So don't just be opening your door because you hear a knock. That's not the wise thing to do. You with me? Because you could let people in or beings in and they ain't supposed to be in there. But when you hear that tap at that window, ooh, you on that level. That's them saying, we see you. Do you see us? We hear you. Do you hear us? And I'm giving you the key. Remember, this is your walk. So you're going to experience certain things that I may not experience. However, I know these are keys. And I was given these keys so young that it became normal through life. And I knew what to do when certain things approached. So you start realizing I was born on a mountain. I came down the mountain to speak to people, find people, and now we up on that mountain. I'm telling you straight out. That knock, 1, 2, 3, especially them 3 knocks, that's us. Most of the time, unless there's an imitator. Either way, you ask, who is it? The reason why you ask who is it is so that the answer can come to you. You with me? It might not be in that moment. The answer may come to you in a dream. The answer may come to you through a phone call. Watch the movie Constantine. Okay? You may get a phone call, and the phone call may have a message. You pick it up, be like, yo, right? Some of y'all, you were going through something, you say, I need a sign. The phone ring, you pick it up, nobody answers, nobody says anything. And then they hang up. A random number, you ain't never seen it, right? There go your sign. You with me? So did you calculate the numbers? Did you see what certain things you can do to figure out what's the next move? You with me? Ask for profirmation signatures. Meaning, am I supposed to go to this thing? If somebody says the word peach within the next 3 days, I'm supposed to go. If they don't say it, right, I'm not supposed to go. You make shit so random that when it pop up, you like, yo, what the fuck? You with me? And then you be right there. You getting ready to go to the party. You know what I mean? You like, yo, what y'all got to drink there? Shit, nigga, we got some goddamn peach crown. You like, fuck. You with me? And that's how you know. And if you go anyway, that's on you. But you learn how to communicate your way with Yahweh, if you want to say it like that. You learn how to communicate your way with Yahweh. Yahweh communicate Yahweh or Yah's way. And then you get the right message in between. And now you know what steps to move. It's moving like an alchemist. And the realm is at your hand. It's at your disposal now. So look out for them knocks. Look out for the ringing in your ear. Look out for when you wake up and somebody done said your name. All right? Don't be spooked out. Okay? Pay attention to what you feel, but don't be spooked out. They're calling your name. They're calling your tone. Now, some of you are familiar with a science called the Book of Life. All right? Your name is either in the Book of Life or it isn't. You either made yourself known, as in you're of one of the knowing, or you didn't hear the call, so you didn't know to make yourself known. Let me give you an example. If we're in a classroom and I call your name, it's called what? Roll call. And if you don't respond, the teacher what? Marks you absent. That becomes your signature or your sign saying this person is not here. They're not in the now. They're not present. So that's the call. It's roll call. Many are called. Few are elected or selected or what you call chosen. So if I call your name, if you were playing around in the back of the class, you got marked absent. That still counts against your grade. That counts against your presence or absence or even the tardies, however they go. That still counts. You with me? So many are being called. You need to make sure you're in position to hear that call. That's how you make yourself known. So that's why you do the things that you know you're supposed to be doing so that they can get in touch with you. It ain't going to be me on the other side of that line. You with me? So you get that call, you know, there goes a sign. You get that knock, there goes a sign. You get the ringing in the ear, there goes a sign. You having the deja vus back to back, there goes a sign. Let me tell you something else. When you're in a dream, and the dream implodes. I don't know how many people relate to that. That's different. The dream imploding is a sign. Meaning you're in a dream and all of a sudden you're like, and then you're back here. That's a sign. Are you with me? These are different ways that your attention is like, yo, they're poking you, saying, listen, pay attention. All right? You know what I'm talking about? Meaning you're doing random things. You're in the dream, everything good, right? As you know, like, whoop, and then you back here. No warning. It's not an explosion. It's just like a boom, and it closes in on itself. Okay? They're showing you right there. And that's something that could possibly happen to this whole reality. Is even in the Holy Tablets, it said they're going to delete this shit. So those who don't get out, they say they deleting this whole shit. Now, I don't know that. I'm just telling you this was written. Okay? So the ringing, the knocking, the imploding dream, the recurring deja vu. What else? Alteration of diet. Meaning you can't eat it no more. You want to eat it, but you can't eat it no more. That's the scene in the movie, The Knowing, where it's like, yo, the little boy was like, I decided I can't consume that stuff. I decided to become a vegetarian. You think you making a decision to like eat it, and then you want to eat it anyway, and then your body, it keeps throwing it up, or not to be graphic, but you can't keep it down, or the like different oily food stuff can't stay in your body long. Or you try to eat and it's like you get this feeling like I'm not supposed to have this. All right, that's another thing. There's a few things I'm trying to see how much I can give y'all to speed you up to it, so that you know that what's going on. Dietary alteration, the knocking, what the ringing in the ear. What else is it? The vivid dreams, the calling your name when you getting up. You feel like you hear the calling. You walk outside and you feel magnetism, and you feel like you need to look up. Looking up in the sky. What? During the day and the night. You notice the blue in the sky. You notice it, and you realize that a lot of times the sun is just out there. There's no clouds, right? You notice that, and you feel like not a vacuum per se, but a vortex when you walk out. You feel the need to look up. If you feel the need to look up, while everybody else saying stop looking up, that sound like that movie, right? And the truth was up there. The light was coming through. Okay. Extraterrestrial encounters. Oh, you seeing the UFOs and you don't know what they are. You say, what the fuck was that? Some of y'all trying to film them. All right. They don't show up on your camera. What? Literally seeing crafts. But either you're not by your phone or it doesn't show up on your camera for some reason, right? Okay. So what? Yeah, that was a gray, but it's just what human beings call it. So you saw the little people. You thought it was some children, but there weren't no children. You start realizing what the fuck is that? When that happens, that's them, and they're advanced. They telepathically advanced. They're telepathically inclined, susceptible too. Also, so if they have telepathy, but if you even a smidget of equipped with telepathy, you can actually cause them to do things. But how can you do that if most people ain't telepathic? So, but you can cause grays to work for you or send them messages. But most people aren't telepathic, so they never get to that level. But yeah, you saw them. You're not crazy. And no, they weren't children. But a lot of them are short. You know what I mean? And a lot of them are tall, depending on what that is. Yeah, weird sounds. Some of y'all heard some shit. Okay. It sounded like a vortex opened up. You heard screams, all kind of stuff. Yeah, that's this realm trying to hold itself together. But hell, as they call it, is reaching over here at times. Different beings are walking through different portals. When you waking up and you hearing train sounds or sirens or dogs barking, and you know that's not like they're not there for real. And sounds that's like happening around you, like knocking and stuff like that, and it's not really around you. That's a part of it. All of this is heightened senses. And you're putting yourself in position to be able to receive of something that you will need to complete it, the transformation. I'm trying to see what else. I think that might be it, though. But one of the main things is those of you who's seeing the people back there, you know, in your yard or whatever. Yeah, they people. Don't be afraid. That's another thing, because that just causes them not to want to deal with you, because that adrenaline, they can sense it. And they know that causes you to like, okay, you get that adrenaline and you ain't but like 3 seconds for reaching for your firearm. And they not that they will be afraid of you for doing that. It's just that they'll say the human is afraid. Not in those words, just in that frequency or resonance. He's afraid. And they don't want you to be afraid, because then they'll feel bad. They'll feel like it's them. You know what I'm saying? They'll feel like it's like you're afraid because of them, and they'll back off you. And it's a lot of beings that move like that, or people that move like that. The ones who y'all call grays are like that. The Etherians. So when you no, you're not crazy. When you lean up in your bed and you see at the foot of your bed a shape of a person, right? And there's like a silhouette, but then you look inside, it's like these spirals of it. It's like there's a separation between the outside of the person and the inside of the person. Appears darker, obviously, but there's like this palish gray hue inside, and there's like spirals and different colors. That's an Etherian. And most people think the Etherians look like they're glowing, like the Knowing movie. Not always. They're able to move in and out of that space, but they'll let you see them in that form. They're just attempting to slowly. You have to, because of this, like the tethering of this realm with human beings and this realm. Like that tethering effect, it's hard to unravel that. So they have to introduce themselves piece by piece. They want you to get used to seeing them. So long as you don't have this fearful effect when you see that, they'll keep revealing themselves to you. stay away from horror movies, because horror movies is going to cause you to not be able to make that connection with them. You understand what I'm saying to you? Some of y'all call them angels. Some of y'all call them, and it don't matter what you call them. That's a whole other thing. It's not a name basis. It's the fact that they're looking for some who will be able to ascend, and they're also watching your children. Some of y'all, and I know that might sound a little crazy, but they got eyes on some of your children, and it might be your child. It might not be you. So they may have to come to you because of that child, or they may just come to the child. But I don't think, from what it looks like, it don't seem like they are a relentless group of people who just here to just destroy everybody. It seemed like they're here to make sure that a certain few get out. Now, everything I'm saying, you can write it off and forget I ever said it. Whoever I'm talking to, if you having those experiences, you're not alone, and I'm not there with you having it, so I wouldn't know if you're going through it. I'm just telling you everything I'm going through. So just in case other people are experiencing it, you will know you're not by yourself. So yeah, you weren't crazy when you saw them, and you weren't crazy when somebody tapped you, didn't they? And you were awake. Maybe you were in your kitchen, right? And somebody tapped you on your shoulder. They're breaking the barrier. They're just trying to show you we here. So they tapped you on your shoulder, right? You felt that? Or when you were laying in your bed and something was like touching on your back, or you felt it, right? Or let me tell you what used to work for me a lot, and I stopped doing it so much, but I would do it often. Around 2022, I would go up under my blanket, because I experienced that when I would go under my blanket, there was this effect where I thought it was the fact that the blanket was, because there was a lack in tension in the blanket, there was lack in it, that it caused the blanket to sink in. But I would attempt to like stretch that out so there's more tension and less lack, to see if it had that same effect, and it would push in again. And I started to realize that it was them communicating with me through the blanket. So I said, okay. And I stopped looking for it to just be in that spot where the tension was. Eventually, this is what happened. This happened twice now. Once when I was under my blanket, two hands touched my temple, right? And it was almost like they were doing that to see how I was going to react. And I felt the pressure of them like touching my temple. Like different, I'm not talking about like, oh, you just feel this. I'm talking about different points. They were touching my temple. You got to remember, I'm wide awake. So there were different points where my temple was being touched. And I was asking, say, who is this? And nobody spoke. And then recently, about 2 months ago? Maybe not even 2 months. Recently, I was laying in my room, and there was a female. And I think that would be what I would say. It was a woman. Oh, I was stressed out. And a woman kneeled, because I'm laying on my back, right? Stretched out like I'm on a cross. A woman kneeled behind my head on the floor. I'm laying on my floor. She kneeled like behind my head and was rubbing my temples. And she was saying in a resonance, not in a language per se, but in a resonance, what I picked up was, you have built-in ibuprofen. It's your breathing. And she was telling my blood to calm down. And I literally lost my stress, my headache, and everything. I'm telling y'all. So I don't know all of what this is. I just know the story isn't over, and we in that pivotal point. There's a pivotal point going on right now where everything the spiritual community has been talking people away from, say, oh, the angels are just us and demons are just us. They're lying. Okay? So anybody teaching that, you can go ahead and X that out. It's not their fault necessarily, because they just repeated somebody else. They're lying. There are some other people that it's like they rooting for you. I don't know why. I don't understand it all yet. I don't know. But it's some that's rooting for you, some that's like, no, like they not going. It's the same story. So these, like the Quran story, may not be like, it might not be something that's verifiable fact by fact. It's just that there's some truth that's going on with these angels and these demons, as people call them. There are some who want y'all to survive. And there are some who don't. There are some who like want human beings off the planet, and there are some who are like, give them some time. So I don't know who this was for. I didn't see, because for a while I ain't even had to use my honey. My voice and everything was just balanced for a good little while. Keep listening. When you hear that, keep listening. They don't make these movies for no reason, like knowing. They said only those who heard the call. Keep going. I'm telling you, I'm cheering you on. I would like to see you, whatever this leads to, okay, I would like to see you there in the positive side of it, per se. Whatever it is that is happening, that the world is seeing, but they don't know what they're seeing, and I'm able to speak through it to tell you, I want for you to be able to stand there on that mountain with me and see it. You with me? So I'm really like, okay, I want y'all to know y'all are seen. And if I'm seeing you, they're seeing you. I want y'all to know that it's like, nah, this is different. This is something that's happening where people are making themselves of that few. And it's so interesting because I don't want to zone out too much on live. Well, if I really get in that mode, it's something coming through. And it's something is attempting to get through right now. And I don't know who it's for. But it's causing my thoughts to separate and make way for it. It's the elect. It's that elect few. It's that same thing. It's the same. It's not even complicated because you don't have to go too far from what's already been placed in spiritual books and teachings and all kind of. It's the same thing. Somebody needs to be spoken to. And I don't know. It might be me. It could be me. Maybe it is. Somebody need to be spoken to, and they're attempting to reach. So who among you is that question? Who among you now? We found somebody in every generation. Who among you now? I don't know who it is. I know this. It may be more than just one this time, and that'll be great because it don't need to just be one. It just needs to be the right ones. And so long as you get tapped. When you're tapped, will you do what you're supposed to do? Maybe that's why you're going through certain extensive training and conditioning now, so that you don't, when it finally arises in you, you don't fall back down because you ain't gonna be able to do that. You're the light beings now. So it's a beautiful thing. Don't dread what's coming. That's for them to do. Keep paying it. There's more coming through the skies. Keep paying attention. The skies. Watch the skies. There's more coming through the skies. And get off the internet sometime and go look. Just listen. There's more coming through there. They're gonna give you signs. And dream world. Pay attention to the dream world because it's hard to monitor the dream world so they can talk to a lot of you through sleep incubation. Sleep incubation, meaning they can put you in a sleep state or meet you in a sleep state and talk to you there. But you got to know how to read and speak elite. Meaning, when they're showing you symbolism, you shouldn't be asking me, Omari, I had this dream. What does this mean? No, you should be able to see what it is they're saying and read it. And now what I'm showing you is something you'll take into that state, and they'll be able to communicate with you easier. And through events and things like that, and you're going to find your way. Same way y'all found your way. Those of you who were here in person, or those of you who've been taking certain walks and figuring certain things out, some of y'all done started aligning yourselves with a new reality that you're going to have responsibility of building and forming yourself. It's that creative space where it's no longer just you are part of a world. Now you're building that world. You're not just waiting on a whole new world. You're a part of that building project. Is that it? So, yeah, they'll meet you in sleep incubation. So you need to be in peace before you go to rest. Less phone usage before you go to rest. This is a good thing. I'm telling you, it's a good thing. So yeah, it's open, and now it's like, whoa, they can't take it from. They try to get rid of one person, and it doesn't work when that person was authentic. So then that authenticity spreads. Now you got a problem on your hands because you can't get rid of one. Now and it's like, okay, it's opening up. I can feel it opening up for anybody who gonna take that, and it's gonna be deeper now than ever before when people are able to step forth, and I won't be by myself. And they may not have the biggest platform right now. That's fine. I won't be by myself. People gonna start. You gonna see more. Glorilla talking about a 30-day fast. Right after the fast we did, it's gonna start reaching over into places y'all don't think it's gonna reach. Stay with me. It's gonna reach over there, and it's gonna start. The gears gonna turn. This gears. One thing I know is right knowledge transforms people. That spirit get to moving, it ain't going nowhere. No matter who you are, when you meet me or when you come in contact with right knowledge, because all I do is exude it. It's gonna change your form, so it will transform you. All right. So I look forward to seeing y'all, more of you glowing and radiating in that true light. I'm grateful to have every opportunity that I get to speak with you. And I don't know who these people are, but I see a group of people just watching, and I don't know them by name, but it's a good thing. I don't know what's coming. There's some good stuff coming. I don't know who it's for, but you've been waiting. You've been looking, but it's coming. It's that power you talking about. They're going to show you. You got to be ready, though, because there's an initiation process, and they have to make sure you're ready. Ooh, somebody going to have, I don't know who it is. Some people going to have some experiences soon. And these experiences is going to be mind-blowing. And it may be something that I ain't even think about, but it's going to be mind-blowing, and it's going to involve extraterrestrials. And they might record it. I don't know if it's a CE5, but something is like, it's some mind-blowing shit that people about to experience. And your government too far from it. They can't do nothing now. You know what I'm saying? So what I need, that's it? Okay. So I'm looking forward to however these changes come. Just get in tune. And then everybody else, y'all move how y'all move till you get there. But keep cleaning up. Get your house in order. The Ascend City tape or album, that's real. That's not for views and none of that. That's real. I ain't even heard it in a while. But really, like, get yourself in order. It's for real. You know what I mean? And be proud and stop looking for an end. Stop looking for it. It's already here. It's just, you have to be in the now to overstand it. Don't stop thinking things going to blow up. Literally. And that's the end of the world. You know what I mean? All right. That's it. So, any question before we get up out of here? I don't know what just happened for the past 20 minutes. But I tell you this, whoever I was speaking to, that was needed. Whoever I was talking to, that was needed. Like, that opened something up. And since this, watch what I'm telling you, I don't miss. Give it about a week. It's going to be some gears turning out here. Just from this, give it a week. And you're gonna know that it's the gears I'm talking about because it's going to align with the live we just did. You're going to know it's like you're going to see it. Some of y'all might send it to me. I see some of y'all sending it to me. You're going to know it's the gears I'm talking about because it's going to line up with, watch. Watch what I'm saying. Watch what I'm saying. All right. Any questions? Best way to do one's shadow work? I'm not going to say the best way to do one's shadow work. I'll say a way to do your shadow work is, for one, you may have to compartmentalize. Meaning you may have to, instead of just saying, I'm just going to do shadow work, you may have to take piece by piece things that you want to work on. Don't look at it in a negative way. Look at it as, okay, there are things I want to work on. All right? Not, oh, these are my weaknesses. These are areas I want to work on. And you have to maybe write them down and you take time with each of them and you work on them. Or if you have things like, okay, you may be struggling with forgiveness, or you may be struggling with shame and guilt. Okay, you have to take yourself through forgiveness court. All right, you have to take yourself through redemption court. Meaning, let's say you have a best friend named you, and most people are better to other people than they are to themselves. Treat yourself like your best friend. And your job is to redeem yourself without harming oneself. So you're going to redeem yourself and take yourself through redemption court, meaning you're going to ask yourself certain questions. Why did you do this? Answer honestly. You know what I mean? Some people are running away from a nature that they have, thinking that that's going to help them understand the nature that they want to acquire. No, don't run from that nature that you have. Understand it. Say, why did I do this? I did this because I was being selfish. Or I did this because I didn't know any better. Or I did this because of this. I did this because of that. I had good intention when I did this. Okay, whatever it is. All right. Now you got that answer. Take yourself through the next level. After you ask yourself why you did that, ask yourself, how did you feel after you did that? Right? And then answer. Let yourself answer. Take yourself through this court. Okay? If you were given an opportunity, would you do it another way? Okay, boom. So you answer that question. If I was given an opportunity, I would. Maybe I wouldn't. However you would, depending on how you're in redemption court, so you're taking yourself through there. All right. However you respond to that, say, if you were given an opportunity, would you do it another way? And then after that, if your answer is yes, I would do this another way, then your next question will be, can't you see, or are you able to see that means that this is not something you're proud of doing? All right, so these are, well, I'm not proud of doing that. Okay, cool. All right, so if you're able to say this is something you're not proud of doing, whatever it is, if this is a devilish act, if it's a devilish act and you're not proud of it, you're not a devil. You with me? So this is you literally alleviating weight, question by question. You move yourself, say, damn, I'm not a devil. Okay, so then you did a devilish thing. You're not the devil. Okay, so that means that devilish thing is done. Now you can move on and do better works. Sometimes you have to. So my point is, you want to compartmentalize shadow work. Don't fool yourself to think that I'm doing shadow work, that means you sitting quiet. Shadow work does not mean sitting in silence. Shadow work means crying. Shadow work means embracing yourself. Shadow work means taking yourself out for some sort of, not ice cream, but take yourself out for a treat. You know what I mean? Shadow work is, I don't want to do nothing today, so I'm not doing anything today. And I deserve to not do anything today, no matter what anybody think about me. And you just sit there and be lazy that day because you deserve to. And nobody gets to tell you you don't. You with me? And anybody got a problem with it, that's their problem. They need to do their shadow work, go be lazy one day. Right? Or then the next day you get up and you say, I'm going to take myself to the gym. Shadow work is taking care of yourself. Shadow work is sometimes you might go to, maybe you're dealing with your woman or you're dealing with your husband. If you do, you got a mate, whatever. And, you're like, yo, I think we should talk about this. And they don't want to talk about it right now. So then maybe that ain't the time for it. But then that time comes within a week. Okay, then you need to make sure that there's space and time for that talk to happen. There are things that you could do in the meanwhile. You don't got to be, okay, if we ain't talking about this right now, all right, let's do something else right now. Do that for yourself. You may not be able to deal with what's happening in your brain at that moment. Make space for it. Take care of yourself. Take yourself to the movies. You know what I mean? Take yourself shopping. Do something that you treat yourself kindly. You know what I mean? And then when it comes up, be like, I've been meaning to talk to you about this. Do that with yourself. And then self will be more receptive for to not necessarily the scrutiny, but not even just the criticism, just that reinforcement of one's ability to redeem oneself. You with me? And to transform oneself. Take time with yourself. So shadow work ain't just sitting there and meditating. Shadow work is compartmentalizing things that you want to improve in, even if it's forgiveness, if it's health, mental health, whichever form, if it's your financial this or whatever it is that you want to do that has something to do with you improving in life and your soul, yourself. You take pieces of it and you deal with. That's for everybody. I don't think anybody should try to deal with a chunk of shadow work. It's not even reasonable. It's reasonable to take piece by piece and be like, man, okay, you can do this better, so do it better, and take yourself through them steps to doing it better, and then watch how you feel after you do that one thing better. Now you done built up confidence. Well, some of y'all say confidence. Now you done built it up. Next time you talk to yourself, you know what I mean? You done talk to yourself, say, yo, man, I think I've been doing pretty well around here. Can I get a raise? Self gonna be able to see, yeah, you are doing better. I'll give you a $1 raise or a $2 raise, right? Now you got a better relationship, and you know what I mean? It becomes less about work. You showing up and you ain't getting paid sometimes just so you can be there for self. So it's really like compartmentalize. And I answer your question, take it step by step, piece by piece, and deal with these intricate things so that you'll build a trust with yourself. All right, you'll be able to trust you to be there for you. And then it encourages you to do better. Notice when you're incentivizing yourself in a way, which is not a negative thing, to do better, because you'll know that self will have your back. Just in case you did mess up, you ain't going to destroy yourself or tear yourself down or imprison yourself or send yourself to hell because you made a mistake or did a deed that you didn't agree with after the deed was done. It puts you in a position to not only know you can trust and lean on yourself, but vice versa. You let trust self lean on you. So build that relationship with yourself. That's shadow work. Get to know the self that you don't know. The self that has remorse. The self that cares about people. The self that does want to take that girl out on a date. You know what I mean? Or the self that does want to buy this person dinner just because. You know what I mean? You get some money. You be like, yo, I want to send this person some money for food. Do that. Because that's the self that is attempting to come out here so that you can really balance out some of what they call this karma out here, or this debt that you owe. You want to balance it out, and you start realizing it has a lot to do with your mental health, your mental state. You with me? Any other questions? So yeah, compartmentalize, piece by piece. I'm telling you what to do, and that'll help you. What if the ringing is prostant? It might be a case of tinnitus. Research tinnitus and see what types of treatments they offer or remedies may be there. I don't really understand it. They don't even understand it. But that's what they call it, tinnitus. Other than that, I don't know. How do you learn to get rid of guilty conscious feeling convicted for things you didn't do? Basically, well, if you didn't do those things, you're to alleviate that feeling of conviction. Simply, okay, if you're carrying somebody else's weight, it's not yours. All right, then you have the right, and that's your response, to drop that weight and let it go. You know what I mean? As far as the guilty conscience, I shouldn't say everybody, because some people actually lack a guilty conscience. And they become what they call your psychopaths and things like that. If you have it and you're able to pay attention to it, that's a good thing. You with me? And you may want to look at it another way. It's not a guilty conscience. It's a conscientious or conscientious conscience or proscientious. Meaning you're just saying, I am aware of my actions and how they affect others, including myself. It's not a negative thing. Well, Pop was teaching people, yo, if you do something and you say, yo, I don't like that I did this, and it was a devilish thing, you ain't a devil. You can't be, because devils they're not aware of what they do, or even if they are, they don't care. So if you allow yourself to seep into the I don't care mode, and I'm gonna do it anyway, you're being a devil. That moment that you're saying, you know what, this ain't me. Well, I don't want to be like this. You know how many people say, I don't want to be like this. You know the response to that is, then don't. People say, I'm being mean, but I don't want to be like this. Then don't be mean. What are you afraid of? Are you afraid people are going to take advantage of you if you're nice? You know what I mean? Be nice. Be kind to others. You know, I'm just giving an example. Or be like, yo, man, I'm lazy all the time. I don't do nothing. I just sit around the house. I don't want to be like this. Or get off your ass. Once you can look at something and say, this is the issue, then, all right, don't cover the issue with tissue. That's the saying. I just came up with it. Don't. It's not an old wives, but it's still, don't cover the issue with tissue. Simple. You see the issue of it, whatever the issue is, I don't know what y'all are thinking. But if you can look over there and see some issue on the floor, don't just cover it with tissue. Simple, right? Issue could be anything. There goes some water, right? Don't just put tissue on it. Some of y'all do that anyway. Don't put tissue, it's going to dry itself up. No. Get it up. Clean it up. You know what I mean? You see, ain't no money here. I ain't been able to pull in what I thought I could pull in this week. I ain't been producing or going to work. Don't just put no tissue over your bank account. You know what I mean? If it's an issue, fix it. You know what I mean? If you're saying, I need to, there's too much buildup over here. I need to disperse the energy. Disperse it. You with me? So that's all it is. If you have a guilty conscience active, then all it means is you're self-aware, and that's a good thing. So then whatever yourself is telling you to stop doing, listen, I'm not talking to chumps. Nobody in here is a chump. I'm not talking to little people. Nobody in here is little people. I'm not talking to weaklings. Ain't nobody in here weak. All right? If you know what you're doing is not becoming of you, stop doing it and do that which is becoming of you. You can't look for a way out of responsibility. You're going to have to be responsible for what you do, for what you think, for all of that. If you keep looking for a way out, you're going to be the devil in your own story. You see what I'm saying? Yeah, it is 135. I see it, 1035. That made sense? And we just shot the Cooking with Kai video, by the way. We shot that today. So that was fun. I can't wait till y'all see it. All right. Any other questions? This is a good live. We spoke on a lot of things. I think it'll help a lot of you. I can't wait to meet you in person. I'm confident the universe will align it. That's what's up. So mote it be. If I'm sitting with myself and seeing visions of pyramids and something that looked like Egyptian, what does that mean? It means exactly what you said. You said what it means. That's what you saw. How do you focus on staying present of self? Seem like I end up losing awareness, just stuck in my thoughts, and have to bring myself back. You need more stuff to do. That you need to be more busy. That's what that means. It means you need to do more things. I would suggest starting a project and finishing it. Write a book. Get into the book. If you wrote one already, write another one. Record more music. You need to be doing more. If you find yourself idling, because that's what you asked me. If you find yourself idling, you're not busy enough. And some people can't sit with self without idling. Now, I'm going to tell you this. I'm the type of person where sometimes I would just sit and stare off into space. But while I'm staring off into space, what I'm doing is I'm creating. Somebody might look at me and be like, what are you doing? I'm creating. They don't see me creating because they don't understand how much time goes into visualization. So they may not be able to stand it. I got a lot of siblings. They didn't know what the hell I was doing half the time. Most of the time I was just staring off into space. And then I'll get up and go make things move. And then I'll come back to I needed my space to be able to do that at times because it takes a lot of this. You know what I mean? You got to put a lot of thought into it. So I would say, yeah, you got to stop idling. Do more. Create more. You need to be in motion more. And you got to use your brain more. You have to use it more. Meaning intentionally, when you have an idea, put it to use. And don't look for no shortcut. You don't need a shortcut. You need to enjoy your journey. Don't look for no shortcut. And don't compare yourself to others. Don't look at what this person got, family, and think that because they got that they're far further ahead. They got their own situation they're attempting to figure out. You know what I mean? And don't look at what you lack only. You don't lack anything. That's how you need to move. I never lack anything. I never lack anything. And anything I put my mind to, I will be able to do as long as I just do. You know what I mean? All you have to do is be. And that being comes with the doing, which doing is being. So you can't be anything other than who you are. That's just a simple thing. I'm telling you, you really can't be anything other than who you are. You already who you are. You got to be nicer to you. I can hear you. And I'm telling you, I can see through things. You got to be nicer to you. You talking to yourself crazy. And that's not okay. You got to be nicer to you. You're not a fuck up. And you got to be able to really see that. And only one who can see that is you. But you got to stop doing it. I don't know what you got going on. You got to stop talking to yourself like that. You know what I mean? It's like you when you're around yourself, you put your head down. You got to stop doing that. You with me? So that's all it is. Pick yourself up out of that, because you're not a fuck up. What are you talking about? You know what I mean? And you got to be able to, that's why some of y'all need that extra character. You got to create another version of you in your mind. You have to visualize that and use that realm of visualization to your advantage. Stop talking to yourself like that. You know what I mean? You got to do better than that. Stop putting your head down when you're around yourself. When you're around yourself, you need to be like, yo, this is who you are. And you need to stand up straight. Maybe practice better posture. You know what I mean? If that helps you to tangibilize what I'm saying. Practice better posture and work out more. Push-ups. Exercise your demons. Okay? They're not your demons. You just I've gotten so used to them, and they're taking a toll on you. And that's what happens when parasites latch on. They pull and they draw, and you like, yo, then you weigh down. Exercise, and you got to use your will. You know what I mean? I can see. I'm telling you, I can see. I open the window and look right in if I need to. And it's saying clearly, stop handling yourself wrong. You're mishandling you. So you start handling yourself better. Take better care of yourself. And push-ups is your thing. Push-ups, that's your thing. That's your friend. You can 90 a day. Push-ups is your thing. If you do what I'm saying, if you 90 a day from now, to May, right? It's gonna be before May. If you from now to May, 90, you have to do it. Meaning you do not give yourself no way out. You have to at least do 90 a day. That's even if you have to break them down into increments of 30 here, 30 there, 30 there. You need to do 90. You're going to be exercising your way into profitance again. You're going to exercise your way into a sound mind again. You're going to exercise your way into forgiveness. You're going to exercise your way into I am better. You're going to exercise your way into ain't no way I'm going to fall. You're going to exercise your way into I'm not named this for no reason. You're going to exercise your way into how the fuck did I even let the devil in? You know what I mean? You're going to start looking at it as a joke. Say, damn, I was tripping. You know what I mean? I mean, people in here, I done had the moments of what the fuck was I thinking? I was tripping. What was I at for the past this, that, and amount of time? And you know, you got to be able to do that with yourself. I done been low before and didn't know I was low until you're in there. And sometimes I got to be you, right? You in there. You got to just be able to be like, what the fuck was I doing? You know what I mean? Some of y'all don't understand. Listen, if you got to walk by the mirror sometimes to see that, then walk by the mirror. Take your shirt off and just walk by the mirror sometimes. And don't try to do it. Don't suck your stomach in. Just walk by the mirror and just walk sideways so you can understand what I'm saying. Some of y'all don't hear me. You got to walk sideways. Don't be trying to slide. No, walk sideways. Put your arms out like this and just walk by the mirror and be like, damn, what the fuck? Where am I? Where was I at? Listen, I can't speak on shit I ain't been through. And you have to ask where you was at. Then you're like, damn, I got to find my way back. That's what you have to do sometimes. You know what I mean? Because things happen to us, and we've been taught some of the worst coping mechanisms in the West. All right? The West has prepared their people to overcome nothing. You understand? So we've been taught. That's why all these Hindus and Egyptians got to come over here and teach us shit. They gave us no way out of hell. We get all of our teachings from niggas from Israel. Niggas over here. Jesus came from heaven. I'll tell you. I'm just saying, according to these stories, didn't nobody have this shit over here already? You know what I mean? It's like, okay, this is the worst situation when it comes to coping. So we don't have good coping. You just need different ones, right? You're going to have to laugh it off. You know what I mean? You don't ever roast yourself. Sometimes you got to roast yourself. Yeah, y'all don't know the methods. I'm giving you the methods. Sometimes you got to you got to really take yourself out sometime, bro. Like, get on your ass sometime. And be like, nigga, you don't get your goddamn, what the fuck you got going on? Nigga still sitting here, da-da-da-da. You know what I mean? And you got to really do that. Y'all, okay, I can really offer you this. You got to be friends with you. You got to be. You got to be friends with you. Let me tell you something. If I wasn't friends with me, this world would have destroyed me. You know what I'm saying? This world, these people, and they don't care. They don't care. They'll get a kick out of, they'll say a million words. If one of them can chink the armor, they'll live in triumph for the rest of their days, knowing that they was able to say something that fucked your head up because they were afraid of you anyway. It's all survival. Man, you got to be friends with you. You got to have a few yous sometimes. When a nigga want to talk to you, they got to go through all these different things. And my mother made sure that. My homie made sure. Ain't nobody going to be able to say shit that fucked this up. You know what I mean? So you can't let them in. And you can't let what people do be the cause of, and it happens at times. And when it happens, you got to be able to forgive yourself and pick yourself up. But you can't let them be the cause of a downfall because of what they say or what they think of you. You know what I mean? It's just what it is. And the best thing I can offer you is be friends with you. So there we go. Answer. Being self-aware is not a negative thing. All right. And also your idling situation, you need to do more. You just need to do more stuff. You got to be active again. And if you got time to be sitting there, you ain't got enough to do. Some of y'all can't handle right now entrepreneurship. Some of y'all need to be working a job. You know what I mean? Some of y'all don't need to be working a job. Some of y'all need to be entrepreneurs. You have to be self-aware enough to know which one you are. Okay? If you can't sit with yourself without feeling like you need to jump out a window, you might need to be in somebody's gym, at somebody's job, running some errands. Like you need to be doing something that causes you to have to be in motion. Some of you can sit with self. You know what I mean? And if that's you, cool. Don't fool yourself to think that getting nothing done and living off of other people is sitting with self. No, you have to be able to mark progress. When you get a thing done, you need to celebrate it. When you achieve another level, you need to celebrate it. You need to be able to say to yourself, you did that. Like you really did your shit. Look at you. Look what you just did. You accomplished this. You accomplished that. And you have to merit your accomplishments based off of you, not others. Because somebody might be born, you know what I mean, ready to go to the NBA or whatever the fuck they got going on. Some people can't play that shit. Some people don't get it. I don't get it. I don't know how the fuck niggas be doing that shit. Like, I can do one of the two things. I can dribble while I'm standing in place, or I can run with the ball. You say, Faise, you can't do that. Oh, I can't play this. It's easy. Look, the niggas be doing this shit. They hand me the ball. I'm like, I'm going to tell you one more time. I can dribble, right? See, here, go, boom, through the legs, everything. Oh, you fine. Tell me to run with it. All that go out the window. I'm just going to run with it. Y'all going to have to change the rules for me to play. All right? If y'all can snatch the ball, then you'll get out. But I don't know what it is. They didn't give me basketball. I don't know. Maybe because I would have fucking did some stupid shit like become a basketball player. I don't know. But they didn't give me that. They said, we ain't going to get this nigga this shit. Ain't no way in the hell we going to get him rap, teaching, and basketball. That's a fucking... So I had to do another thing. I don't know what it is with that. Well, I can shoot the ball. I can shoot like a bitch. But don't tell me to move and shoot. That don't make sense. I'm supposed to be able to stand still. No. And then that's one thing. Then you're going to tell some, like, all right, this don't make sense to me. You want me to run, dribble the ball, and stop somebody from taking it? And then shoot. Them niggas is superhuman. Shout out to White Howard and them. Them niggas is they not normal. Shit, them niggas is not normal. This nigga can run, underhand, underleg, whatever the fuck, crisscross, cross a nigga up, break their ankles, dip back, ship, do that, boom, shoot, off the back, then dunk, and you want me to fight him? You said fight him? You said fight him? What the fuck? Shit, nigga, Def Jam is a fucking documentary. Or Space Jam, whatever the fuck they call it. That's a documentary. This nigga can run with a fucking ball. It bounces. Bounce it at an angle and a degree in which it returns to his hand whilst being opposed upon. He can make it all the way across a court, get to the goal after passing through many opponents, and complete their goal aggressively too. They dunk. You think the dunk be like tiring you out, right? So you like, shit, you think they dunk like nigga supposed to be chill out. The niggas dunk, they use all that energy and get more excited. Niggas like, oh! You be like, yo, that would have been it for me. This ain't even fair. How the fuck you exerted and you got more powerful. That don't even match the laws of physics. So my point is, I think my point was, who remember what my point was? What I was saying, something had to do with, I think the point was something about you gotta, life is a ball game, and sometimes you ain't get that part, so you don't know what to do. So as long as you I'm fighting for my life right now. I don't know what the hell I was saying. The point was though that you know what I'm saying. So yeah, when you do that, it's cool. Just get it together and everybody be good. Boom. I'm gonna watch this live and be like, man, damn, which one, what point was it? Who remember what the hell I was saying before I said that shit? What the fuck, y'all just gonna leave me out here? That's crazy. You were talking about knowing your place in life. That too. Shit. Yeah. Everybody not a basketball player was my point, I think. And when life gives you basketball, don't do that shit like if you don't know how. So yeah, you're gonna miss all the shots you don't take. And that's how it is. Be kind to yourself, that too. Don't be complacent. All that. Be gentle with your shadow work. All that. Be a friend. Anything that deals with the center. Shit, nigga. Dunk and get more excited. I don't know how the fuck them niggas do that. I don't know what. That's superhuman. That's superhuman. So my point, I think, was everybody got their thing. My thing was in basketball, but I was able to still make it in life, and I became quite great and doing quite well. So, you know what I mean? But yeah, for real, truth be told, y'all, if you're dealing with stuff like that, you gotta be more active. And yeah, it's everybody. Some people need this, some people need that. Some people can be entrepreneurs. Some people can work a job. You really need to know which one it is for you. Like if you do this well, you do that well. If you don't do that well. You know what I mean? And yeah, some people might need that, what they call order. So don't talk too much down on jobs and stuff like that. Some people might need that type of order so that they can be successful. Any other questions is what the point is, really, because at this point. Any other questions help? All this help I done gave y'all? Nobody gonna bail me out. Y'all full of shit. Used to love sports until I found out. I don't give a damn what you used to love. You sat there and let me do that. Fuck what you used to love, D-Rose. With a name like D-Rose, I bet you did, man. It's always D-Rose, ain't it? What the fuck? What the hell is this punchline ass shit? Used to love sports until I found out you can get what? CTE from it. I don't know what that is. Could you do a quick recap? I don't like y'all, bro. Nigga, whatever the fuck this basketball shit was, it blew me for a damn loop. Shout out to the niggas. What brand of honey is that? Put us on. Honey. What the fuck? Honey. Yes. Do demons take human form? Are there humans that are demons? Yeah. CTE is brain trauma. Okay, I got you. I still don't forget that nigga for being named D-Rose. Like we didn't move on. Here come this D-Rose ass nigga. Yeah, like what's a CTE? I'm confused. Be concussion, da 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 da. I'm working on my clothing collection, going to turn the drawings into reality. Shout out to you. That's that organic herbal essentials honey. It's honey. Can you explain the ringing in the ear? I did. Sometimes they call it tinnitus. I was taught that it's a craft. People attempting to get in touch with you, like a call. Also, the pineal can let off that sound when it's activating, from what I've heard, literally from what I've heard in my experiences. Get local honey, twin. It'll have immunities to the allergens in your area. Okay? Honey is diabolical. How the fuck is honey diabolical? He got that cosmic honey. Man, don't ever say no shit like that again, bro. Fuck y'all niggas on. There ain't supposed to be no damn he in that. The hell? What you on? Hey, that's Jeremiah too. Shout out to Infinite Info. That's the young brother who came on here and built up the science. Now I told you I'm gonna pull you on again soon, so be ready. Vegan niggas kill me with that I don't eat honey. They don't kill me. Why they kill you because they don't eat honey? What the hell? I can just imagine. I can just imagine you trying to like cordially offer a vegan honey. They're like, I don't eat that. You like, I can just, bro. How did that make you mad? Like, how did that make you? Man, y'all kill me with this shit, bro. You don't want the honey, bro. No, you don't want the honey. How the fuck is it killing you? Man, bro, everybody need honey, bro. What the fuck? Y'all niggas think y'all better than us? Boy, what the hell going on in these communities? How do they kill you with this shit? Bro, that shit be regular to me. Like, oh, you don't eat honey, word. Some people don't like that. Some people put their milk in first before they put their cereal. Do that kill you too? I bet that do kill you too, don't it? Bro, I can just see you sit on the other end of a table, bro, just smacking your teeth, bro. Like, just mugging a nigga as they pour their cereal. Bro, you gonna put the milk in first? You gonna put the milk in first, bro? You kill me with this shit. You're like, bro, what the fuck did I do? Hey, bro, who put their milk in first? What was said? Psychopath? I'm a psychopath, then. I ain't gonna lie, I put my milk in first. I don't eat cereal no more. That's when I used to drink milk, shit like that. But I used to put my milk in first. Why pour your milk first? Y'all missing out on the finer things in life. So you mean tell me you've been eating soggy cereal? Yes, you have. And at least one side gonna be dry. Right? At least one side gonna be dry, right? Right? So y'all just want to fuck it. Y'all just want to skip to the end. I hear you. I feel you. Y'all some it is what it is ass people. No, when you know what you're doing, you're not gonna overfill the bowl. You do this. You know just this. Oh, this just the right amount. And you know just the right amount. Man, I'm not fucking with y'all. I see all y'all emojis and shit. Y'all the psychopaths. Trying to get this shit over with. How often you go to Detroit? I don't go to Detroit. I'm supposed to go to Detroit though. Shout out to Royce 59. We got we probably doing some music soon. Shout out to Kid Vish and them. Y'all supposed to go to Heaven Studio eventually. Cereal goes in first. Bro, no the fuck it don't. Milk go in first. The hell? Y'all sound about like the people that eat a cereal with water. That's how y'all sound to me. And orange juice and shit. Y'all eating soggy cereal. Exactly like what the hell? Where the crunch at? That's the whole experience. So y'all just gonna pour. You understand like when you pour milk on your cereal, right? It get wet, right? You know that, right? So when you pour the milk in, y'all, I gotta teach y'all everything. Damn. I just taught y'all lucid dreaming, astral, and I gotta teach you cereal. Who said eat a little bit? Don't try to impress y'all ways on us. No. I can tell you why. I'm going to speak for all of us right now. Because it makes sense. So, all right. We put the milk in. Then we pour the cereal. Then we eat it. We have a good time. We enjoy the crunch with every bite. Because guess what? We didn't soak our cereal. That would explain how y'all like, okay, don't y'all see how like, okay, y'all pay attention to the folks talking about when they eat their shit, like they pour their milk on their cereal. Them folks, they probably had soggy attitude when they was in school. They're the one who were mad at you for no reason, like talking shit. It's soggy cereal. That'll do that. You know, soggy food, that shit make you depressed. That what that was, man. We eat our shit, we put that milk in, cereal, boom. You accomplish some shit when you can do that. Other than that, you pouring liquid on the solid, trying to figure out why it's soggy before. That's why y'all shit be getting soggy before y'all finish. Am I lying? When you pour the milk in first, your cereal survive, don't it? Don't it? Yo, for those of y'all who put the cereal in first, did you suffer from like noticing your cereal got soggy? Well, our cereal didn't get soggy. I'm trying to tell you something. Cereal go first. Here come this nigga. I'm gonna make a video. How about that? Y'all want to do that? So more people can ask me what this got to do with the community. I'm gonna make a video. And I'm gonna be like, yo, real quick, this is deep shit I want to explain to y'all. But first, I need to ask so I can make a qualifying thing. Qualifying question. Which goes first? The cereal or the milk? Cereal go in first or do the milk go in first? Watch how many people like expose themselves. It's going to be, bro, but people going to, listen, I ain't going to say too much. She going to just start making sense. Rashad Jamal gonna be like, nigga, everybody knows cereal. I'm like, see? 19 Key gonna unblock me, gonna be like, everybody knows cereal goes first. Why should all the people talk about cereal go first? I bet they be saying shit like peace reflection. Watch. All this came from Ascension 144. Talking about that shit killing when folk don't like the honey. That shit killed me when folk put the cereal first. When they got cereal at school, you pour the milk in it, don't you? That doesn't count. That doesn't count. That nigga said that shit to make the timer start. we got a minute 40 seconds left. He don't got a point. No, that's why the live ended. No, minute 28, minute 27. He don't got a point. Hey, man, I should have put a moderator on this shit. Delete everybody who don't agree with me. No, he don't got a point. Y'all didn't lose. Y'all didn't win nothing. I ain't had to think about shit. I heard a sound outside. I was making sure it wasn't nobody pulling up. ABK Sosa, you can't say shit else ever again on none of my lives. Since you want to play, since you want to do that. Huh. Still, with all that bullshit he just said, who the fuck gave this nigga a brain? I ain't never been stumped. That nigga just stumped the shit out of my head. I know how y'all be feeling. I said, damn, what the fuck got in school? What you sure the hell did, Porter? Yeah, nobody think, yo, man, this is a fucking abomination. I ain't never seen nobody pull that shit out, pour it back in.